If your boyfriend calls out his brother's name during sex, that's a deal breaker, ladies.
We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys. This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your host, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, I have a podcast, so like, no, that's not me, it's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris.
Rip your hands in your pants, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
And Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
It's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! It tastes so hot!
Come on. It's so good.
It's pretty good.
It's there, it's reliable, you know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us. You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. What is happening, everybody? Today is Tuesday. It's April 13th. It's 2021. It's all of those things and more. This is episode number 554 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I'm your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. And joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
If there's one place where the absolute worst people can feel at home, it's Wrestlemania.
Jose Guzman.
2021 and I still hate fucking chords.
Kelly Harris.
Uncle Mania's running wild, brother.
Yeah, see, Jose, you and Nicole have that in common. They hate you of chords.
Fucking get out of here, chords.
And our good buddy Mahoney. What's up, Mahoney?
I still haven't unmuted the Pasta Mania message chain.
You're a little low in the mix there, Lee, so make sure to get right up on that mic.
That's real fucking annoying.
Get up on it.
It's a little irritating. Right, it's a little annoying, but had to tweak the audio settings a little bit, which you normally don't do. You got a good, super smooth sailing ship, as always. This is what we do. But had to change it up a little bit because got some special guests coming in tonight.
Are you also transforming robots?
Someone please the fifth.
Because we can hear that better than we can hear
Did you know he's on mute?
Lee, you muted yourself. You Jose'd yourself. Oh, no.
See, but I have that sometimes, too. Maybe he played with it so much, it's doing that auto.
Oh, no,
nope.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Wow, he does not like us making fun of anything.
There he is.
He's back.
No, I wasn't playing with robots. Definitely was not.
That question made him explode. He quit, hit all the robots, came back on.
Apologies in advance if their audio is a little bit fucky this week, but there's a good reason. We got a couple special guests coming on later on in the show. We're bringing on my lovely wife, Nicole, for the first time in fucking years. It's been a long time.
Whoop, whoop.
The last time Nicole was on was when you called her to let her know about fucking gremlins.
Oh, that's right.
You sound great now, Lee. You're right up on the mic, so don't even worry about it.
Well, I changed the sample rate in my aggregate audio device, you see.
I bet you he also took his shirt off.
And when I did
definitely
that, it
popped that top off.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you have no shirt on now.
Yeah.
Before it was like, man, this guy's got two shirts on, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this guy wearing? A jacket?
Yeah, I can just hear the bare nips.
Yeah.
Did they sound like rustling tree
Chest hair
bushes?
blowing in the wind.
That's exactly it, yeah. Yep. Like tumbleweeds and shit.
Fucking two squirrels in there fighting. For them sweet nips.
This is going to be a good one. I feel it.
It is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good one because making her podcast debut.
Like ever?
Ever and ever. Broadcasting worldwide for the very first time. My dear good friend, my second wife, Jennifer. It's going to be wonderful.
Wait, we found a white person that hasn't recorded a podcast? Holy shit.
That's weird. That's suspicious.
Like, we thought we had gone through every white person to the point where white people were getting 2-3 podcasts now.
Yeah. That's
We
spectacular.
did it.
Yeah, so she'll be on later on tonight. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna play our game, our sort of King of the Hill dating game that she and I have been playing for a while. And she's also going to regale us with some real life tales to maybe put it in perspective and make you realize why some of these fucking psychos aren't as bad as they seem at face value.
I was going to suggest the same thing. We need, like, what's the scientific term for that? The base
control. Control.
Yes, we need a control group. Like, what have been deal breakers in her real life? So,
yeah, that's kind of how the game began with us. Is that, like, you know, she'd go on some date with some fucking psychopath, and I'd be like, all right, would you rather this guy that you just went out with, or a guy who eats all of his food with a spoon?
As we were having this conversation, I thought of a new one. Hosts 2 podcasts.
Fucking wonderful. It's gonna be great. But that's later. What's happening right now? Let's see.
Can you use a grapefruit spoon?
Like a melon baller type thing?
No, like a grapefruit spoon.
It's like serrated.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, I never heard of that. I know that
because that would be good for like steak and stuff.
Nah, this
So
guy's
like a
probably just
super
got like
sport.
some regular ass spoons.
Well, I would assume if he eats all of his meals with a spoon, then all of his meals are spoon meals. Like,
Or they're not. Or it is like, you know, steaks and hamburgers.
Yeah.
Is it only a spoon, or can he just hold the steak down with the spoon and cut it with a knife?
These are all very good questions.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking he'd have a normal spoon and a grapefruit spoon.
See, you guys are good at this game. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good.
That's a deal breaker.
Let's see. What other than that, I had a pretty chill weekend. While these knuckleheads were watching WrestleMania, I was finishing up my Sergeant Frog models. They're very fun and cute. Yeah.
Hey, remember when you didn't believe me that his name was Sergeant Frog?
Yeah, it blew my fucking mind. So, and it's like one of Jackson's favorite shows now. Nicole even found him a little Sergeant Frog lanyard for his mask on Amazon.
Nice.
He thought that was super fucking cool. So he's into it. So I got all them guys built. They're fun. Not so fun. I had to do my first ever real piece of like major work on a NECA figure. People talk shit all the time about how the NECA figures are all busted, and I've gotten very lucky. I've so far nothing's ever gotten broken. Like everything's been really good shape. Like even as there's some tumble, shit's been fine. Other than
Toka came in with his fucking head off.
yeah, but it wasn't broken. It was just popped off.
Well, we'll see.
Right.
Well, you still haven't opened it? Oh, my God. Neither have I. Up top.
Where the fuck am I going to put it?
Bend over.
Not all of us have fancy shelves, Lee.
Well, that's a personal problem because boy, my shells are pretty kick-ass. No. But I got the new Guardian Predator came in, and I told these guys today in the chat, but like, those NECA Predators reuse a lot of parts. It's very much by their very nature, but this last crop of the Predator 2s share a lot of parts because they all have the same armor, because they did in the fucking movie. So generally speaking, each figure gives you probably a new head, a new mask, weapons, shit like that. Like it's always something like that. Like the last one had this extending sniper rifle type thing, which is cool, and the newest one has this big arm-mounted cannon. Pretty much the reason for getting this fucking thing. Like, cool, I'm gonna have this cannon. And, I find it at Walmart of all places. Pop off the hand, and I go to shove the arm on there, and it's just like, nuh-uh. Okay, because he also has a little flip up thing on his wrist where he can blow himself up. And that doesn't fit in the hole on the gun. Okay. All right. Well, does this hole kind of bottom of the arm come on? No. Okay. The bottom of the arm doesn't come off. All right. So it's supposed to go in the wrist hole. All right. So maybe it's got to go. Maybe I got to go at an angle. Maybe I'm putting the cannon on the wrong side. Maybe I got to turn the cannon a different way. Then it'll go on. No, that's not it either. Okay. Cool. Fuck. What if all right. What if I heat up the joints? Maybe no, that's not going to work either. So
they always tell you to
heat
it up or put it in the freezer. That's the solve all for NECA figures.
Yep. Which again, I've never actually had to do that until today. Said that didn't work, and after about an hour of this bullshit, I said, "Fuck it, I'm never going to put this thing out without the cannon on." So I went and I grabbed my Dremel and cut half his fucking forearm off, and now he looks amazing.
What you get, motherfucker?
He just bled
no patience
green
for this
goo all
bullshit.
over you.
You
Yeah.
also just made the Predator 2 City Predator.
Exactly. Yeah.
Battle
No, that's
damage.
It's fucking
Wait,
exactly right.
What are these Predators from? Which one?
This is the Guardian Predator from Predator 2. So starting like the middle of last year, they've been doing every couple months. They've been doing one of the Lost Tribe from the end of Predator 2.
Okay, those guys.
Where they all
Yeah.
show up like at the end of Harry and the Hendersons.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And they all go woo.
Yeah. This one's got like some kind of cool red purplish markings that are pretty great, and his biomask is the prototype for what would have been the mask in the first movie. So that's kind of so they just let it laying around like a prop shop. Like, hey, fucking put this one on this one, it'll be fine. So that's where that came from. So he looks great, but what a pain in the ass it was. End up with like sore fingers and shit like that, trying to make it fit. It was very irritating. But it looks real cool now. And the only other thing really worth talking about is when I got my second dose of that vaccine yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Pretty
Got
stoked.
double D.
On my way to invincibility.
Are you gay now?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet. It's just been me and Nicole so far. So
Hang on, let me show you my dick.
Yeah, let's
Find out.
pop that shirt off, and Kelly will show you his dick.
Oh my god! Wait, I'm totally hairless now. Does that mean anything? Oh no. Actually, no. From my size, I have to be even hairier to really lean into it. Yeah.
I think it's real brave of you, Lee, getting 2 of the Johnson & Johnson shots because I don't know if you've seen the news today.
Mine was Moderna. So
Yeah, Moderna boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pfizer Club.
Yeah.
I got my second dose at the agriculture center, like I did last time. So I assume that as soon as they're done giving the vaccines, they bring out the prize hogs. So that was really cool. Just
No, the prize hogs
in an animal stall.
The prize hogs are very anti-vaccine.
Nah, that's probably very true.
Did
I was
you
kind of bracing for the worst, man, because Nicole got hers last week, and she had a night of hell. She had like a 103 fever most of the night,
Oof.
sweat, shaking, shivering. Like, I've never seen her like this before. And then Goat had the same thing. Like, he was just fucked up for a whole day. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Whatever. If that's what happens, it's worth
And my
it.
silly ass fell down.
Yeah, fucking Kelly got concussed. But I was ready for it. Really bracing for it, and I just like fell asleep at 8 o'clock last night, and woke up today, and my arm's kind of sore. So I really, really got off light.
That's the best way to
Yeah.
do it. Even if you were going to get it, you know what? Fuck it. Just sleep it off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go to bed early. See you in a week.
Yeah, but like there is one side effect that I've gotten that I haven't heard anybody talk about it. Not
Being too sweet.
It just I feel like a renewed and more powerful kinship with Kelly, and vast feeling of superiority over the rest of you. and everyone else. It's kind of amazing. Like, they don't talk about it, but it was almost instantaneous. Like, oh, I'm better than so many more of these people.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, they should put that on the side of the fucking syringe. Let people know what's up. But yeah, it's good. I'm what they say, 2 weeks and you're fully inoculated, so we're gonna let that happen, and then I'm gonna go back and start choking fuckers again. I'm
Gonna
very
have
excited about
a
it.
good old Popcast makeout party.
How many times did they tell you that you have to jerk off before you're fully inoculated?
I'm going with 16.
All right.
Just to be safe,
feels
you know.
right.
Like,
That feels
yeah,
right.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Fuck it,
I
go for
didn't
20.
ask, but we'll see. It's funny. My dad rolled up because first shot. He asked the lady if this is the one with the nanites in it or the one made from aborted fetuses. And the lady didn't miss a beat. She said the aborted fetus one won't be in until next week. Which I thought was pretty fun. But yeah, that's all I got. What's up, Nice?
Not a whole lot this week. Made the poor decision to watch 2 nights of WrestleMania. I'm sure Kelly was going to talk about
sure
it
did.
at least a little bit. But I figured my logic was it's on Peacock now, so I'm not giving money to the WWE. I'm giving money to NBC Universal or
There's also a lot of other shit on Peacock. that would
exactly.
make you sad.
The fucking Office is on Peacock, so
Right.
I've watched way more of The Office than I have WWE. So I figured I could bend my WWE boycott a little bit. And also, my young buff daughter was wrestling for the title. And then my number 6 top wrestler of all time, Sasha Banks, was wrestling one of my other young up-and-comers, Bianca Belair. Like, I was there for the women's matches, 100%. And
what about The Fiend and his lore?
I'm glad that The Fiend was no longer a shit demon, because that looks awful. But then,
I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't have to wrestle in that shit demon costume. I did
Wouldn't
want to
he
see
have
that.
to, though?
no,
So what,
because
so they made that whole crazy like burn gimmick, and he never wrestled in it.
No, he's revitalized now.
Well, and
Boo.
they transformed
Okay.
him back into regular Fiend on the show, but it was weird because they had him, I assume, live or pre-taped walking down this hallway, and then they did a really bad like CGI morph or whatever the fuck, this flash
Yeah.
of light, and then he comes out of this giant Jack-in-the-Box as Old School Fiend. Old School Fiend. He's a fucking year. He's been doing this for a year. Old school boots.
Hey, remember when Alexa Bliss sat on top of that box and then raw sewage poured out of the top of her head?
I do remember that. I do remember how the Fiend...
Out of the top
Fucking-
of her head?
What?
Sounds
Yeah.
like a garbage
Remember,
pail kid.
remember when Papa Shango put a curse on the Ultimate Warrior and he started having that black goo come out of his head?
Yeah.
It was the same thing, but it was Alexa Bliss sitting on top of a giant Jack-in-the-Box just with black goo running down her face. And which distracted the Fiend for some reason, and he got an RKO and lost in what was basically a squash match.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoyed yesterday when the Fiend fans were convinced that actually wasn't Bray Wyatt, but it was Bo Dallas.
Doesn't Bo Dallas weigh 112 pounds?
No, Bo Dallas thick.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Last time I saw him, he was very small.
He's thick. I mean, the main event of night 1 was great. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, real close in eras, but kind of a era versus era thing, because she was right at the beginning. Sasha was at the beginning of the whole 4 Horsewomen thing, the women's evolution, and then Bianca Belair came into WWE around the same time as Rhea Ripley did with the Mae Young Classic, and I remember seeing her wrestle live at the Mae Young Classic that first time. I forget who she fought, but she whipped the fuck out of them with that braid of hers.
She
And
wasn't
That
she
is a
against
terrifying
Kyrie?
gimmick.
she might have been against Kyrie,
Yeah, I feel like I remember that match.
but that wouldn't have been the first round because Kyrie fought Tessa Blanchard in the first round.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But they
Dick.
had to have crossed paths at some point in that tournament.
You know what fucking blew my mind that I found out yesterday? Bianca Belair is older than Sasha Banks.
I can believe it.
Like, that blew my mind.
Because she's an athlete. She's
Yeah.
been an athlete for a while and then got recruited by the WWE because
She like had a real career
yeah,
before
she was like
wrestling.
a power lifter or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But it was great. But the two of them. Everything leading up to that was pretty fucking embarrassing and boring. And after not watching it for a whole year, it just all came rushing back that I absolutely hate the way WWE presents their television. The directing, the commentary, the sound, the graphics. Like, the video packages are still top notch. I don't understand the disconnect. Everything else is just ugly. Bowling shoe ugly.
Yeah.
And
Guys,
then-
you need to watch NXT.
You keep telling me that.
I can't watch it. Like, I tried this past week because I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. You know, there's some matches I want to see on TakeOver. Let's try it. Let's see how it goes. It's such an abrasive show. Everyone is screaming all the time. Like
So it's like YouTube wrestling.
yeah. Anytime there's not like a match happening, there's just loud rock music,
Hell
which
yeah,
I
rock
assume is
music.
like a Slipknot track in the background or something. And so then the commentators are trying to scream over that. During the matches, the two guys, they usually quiet down, but Beth Phoenix just keeps on screaming the entire time. Like there's no up or down in her voice. It's just constant yelling.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
The Thunderdome is somehow worse in that the screens reflect all the lights, so there's all just this weird X pattern of like glares across every screen that is just so distracting.
I said it in our little message group. I'm like, they've been doing this for 40 years, and they just keep getting worse at it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Adding into the fact that they're not traveling anymore, so you think they would have had like a year to really hone it and make it the most well-oiled machine possible.
Yeah.
Then night 2, I was stoked for my young buff daughter, Rhea Ripley, to challenge for the Raw Women's title against Asuka, another favorite. And Kelly said it was a boring match. I found it entertaining, but just because I was emotionally involved. And then after that, that was the second to the last match, so I had to sit through that whole fucking show. I didn't have to, but I did. And then I was interested in the main event, but as they're starting to promote it, I'm like, I don't have it in me for another 45 minutes of this. I don't really care. So I'm just going to turn it off before the main event of WrestleMania.
You didn't miss much.
I didn't. Like, I didn't even see a GIF on Twitter. That's how...
Night 2 sucked. Like, I enjoyed night 1 well enough, but night 2 sucked.
I thought it was really interesting that from the outset of night 1, we turned on the pre-show. I assumed that there was going to be matches on the pre-show, but there wasn't. So it was just commentary, and the commentary included
Didn't have any time.
Jerry the King Lawler and JBL. So right off the bat, they're bringing out their most cancelable personalities. JBL, who they just put in the Hall of Fame, and then fucking Hulk Hogan's the host of WrestleMania. It was just so embarrassing across the board.
Look, I'm going to give JBL credit for the bit when they're talking about the Nigerian drum fight.
Oh my God.
And JBL's like, look, I can't say anything. Someone's going to get mad at me for something.
So, fucking Apollo Crews, who came in as this white meat babyface, not much of a personality, but like just a regular like American thick-ass, bald black dude. Just
incredible athlete.
Very pleasant, smiley, great athlete, but no real personality beyond that. So he's from Nigeria, or his family's from Nigeria?
He's got like a Nigerian heritage.
So was it you, Kelly, who dubbed it the reverse Kofi, or somebody else dubbed it that?
I think that was Tito.
Tito called it a reverse Kofi. Because
I was the one that said it was Vince just watched Black Panther.
Yeah. They started making him speak in a Nigerian accent.
Oh no!
Yes.
And like the worst part is he's the bad guy because he's embraced his heritage.
And the gimmick of the match,
God.
the gimmick of the match was it was a Nigerian drum match, which who knows what the fuck that is. But then they come out to fight, and there's a bunch of big ass like bongo drums outside of the ring and like a giant gong. So it was a fucking like a plunder match.
Yeah.
And they just called it a Nigerian drum match.
Yeah.
It's
like it was a good match.
Yeah.
But like dumb as fuck.
It's just every decision.
No one even hitting anyone with a drum.
They tried to hit each other with the gong, but it didn't even work.
Yeah.
How do you not hit someone with a drum in a drum match?
Just my guess is they were probably told like, no, it's like metaphorical, and then they got there and there's just a fucking bunch of drums.
What the fuck?
Every decision from the top down. Oh my God. Like, Vince will die someday, but I don't think that's going to solve any of the problems.
No, I don't think it will at all. Because they'll just go to Triple H, and he has proven nothing.
Do you think he'll ever step away, or he'll die running it?
I think your best shot is if Vince is still alive in 5 years when this Peacock deal is up, I think he'll sell to NBC.
And then they'll clean house.
Yeah.
That Peacock deal is still so strange to me.
Well, probably easier to sell it to Peacock than to continue paying for the infrastructure of the network.
Yeah, I guess. Guess so. Damn. What do you got going on, Jose?
Who is watching what?
I have a suspect.
What's up, Jose?
Well, I had a fucking cord on me all day. That sucked. I woke up and
What the fuck are you talking about?
I wasn't feeling my back, man.
Okay.
It was a bad back day. So I took the heating pad, wrapped it around me, took my back brace, put that around that so it could stay, and then plugged me up to an extension cord, which then I plugged into the plug so that I can have a wider range of movement.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if your back hurts so much, why were you moving?
Well, I couldn't just sit there.
You could. You very well
sitting-
could.
Yeah, but the sitting is what's killing me.
Okay.
I've been sitting too much.
I know exactly what you're talking about now
Yeah.
that you mention it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I was up, I was doing things. I couldn't just I couldn't sit still or stand still or lay
So
down. I was done laying
Had
down.
like a 50-foot extension cord and just walked around the apartment all day.
Yeah. Fucking cord stuck. I kept stepping. Sometimes I'd step on the head of the extension cord, the block.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So every now and then I just scream "fuck."
And your neighbors are
Just
just like,
another
oh, he's
Tuesday.
playing Mario Odyssey again.
Man, we're so done living here.
He's just up there smoking cigarettes, playing Mario Odyssey.
We'll see if this place comes through. It's kind of sweet, but I guess somebody who breeds horses has like 15 acres and they're renting a house on like 6 of them.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. So we're looking into that. She reached out to him today.
So, Jose,
We'll see what happens.
will you be able to send those horses to Lee's house?
Hard pass.
I will try.
Like, if
I got a whole
you
bunch of cows at the end of the street.
if you were to give the horses Lee's address, do you think they would ride over there just to chill in his driveway?
I mean, now that he's got a pool, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horses will be all about that pool.
Mm-hmm. They'll be coming
Lee, what
in
if
like
you woke
those-
up and there was a bunch of horses in your pool?
just
Can't
wearing sun
say
hats,
I would care for it.
holding
What if,
margaritas.
Lee, what if there was a horse standing outside of your pool, just taking dumps in your pool?
Oh,
What if you?
I think I might actually
Okay.
kill myself.
But other than that, Lee, other than that, this horse is your perfect man.
What if you woke up one morning and there was a dead horse in your pool filter?
I'd be like, good start.
All right, Lee, what if the horse was going to shit in your pool and then it did, but just frogs came out?
Oh no.
Just a truckload of frogs falling out of the
I need
horse's
this to
butt.
move on. This is horrible.
When the horse is,
Fucking nightmare.
if the horse is in your filter and it's dead, are you still afraid of it, or are you not afraid of it now because it's dead?
I think it would probably still kill me.
What if it's dead, but it still neighs?
Like, you know how bodies like do those kind of final movements,
Uh-huh.
like you get close to it, but it kind of shimmies.
Like the death rattle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it shits frogs all over your pool deck.
Well, thanks, guys. This is all profoundly upsetting. Thank you.
This is a nice palate cleanser after all that wrestling talk.
Really sounds fucking horrible. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
every
Horse
time
shitting frog.
every time I watch wrestling and it's terrible, I think Mahoney was right. He's been
Yeah.
right all along.
Well, Mahoney, guess what? That's not the end of wrestling talk.
Oh no!
Well, that's disappointing.
But
What
I'd
you got
let
going
Jose,
on, Kelly?
I was going to say, let's let Jose finish his week first.
Of course.
Well, other than that, me and the lady got back on the fucking puzzle train, so that was pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah.
What you working on?
puzzle number 2. That's what we're working on. You killed this puzzle. We put on Futurama episode 1 and let it rip. It's like a
it's a show. They're in space. We know.
Yeah,
We know.
there's a
Send you a little
robot.
picture.
Everyone likes him. He does the voice.
Damn, it's like a
Bongo.
Oriental peacock and was it cranes or whatever?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a design you would find on like an Asian fan or
Tapestry or
like
something.
like one of those or those like foldable screen type deals.
I thought you were trying to explain the streaming service you were watching Futurama on by calling it Oriental Peacock.
That's the new streaming service we hacked into.
I tell you what, I think Jose would be into Oriental Peacock.
Jose is using his VPN to
And then so now we jump from that to Chicken a Boat.
I'm sorry.
So now-
What?
Chicken boat.
Chicken a Boat.
The next puzzle, not the streaming network.
Oh, okay.
This isn't a show he's watching.
It's of a
You don't
chick
watch-
in a boat.
You don't
Okay.
watch Man vs. Wild on Chicken a Boat?
I like
No, see-
Chicken a Boat Plus.
No, see, I thought
Yeah.
Chicken a Boat was the show.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
All right, third
Tremendous.
season's coming out.
She still hasn't gotten
Chicken
out
a
of
Boat
that
is the
boat.
Lost spin-off. It's all about Penny.
Yeah. Well, it started as Chicken a Plane. And then this is like the third of the saga. It was Chick on a car, Chick on a plane, now Chick on a boat.
Chicken a Boat Part 1, probably, because the third one's always 2 parts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about making the third one 3 parts.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
A
sense.
trilogy closing to the trilogy.
Yeah,
Yep,
chicken on
yep.
the boat and the Deathly Hallows, right?
Yeah.
When the only way to survive is her and the bad guy have to both be on the boat.
They got to row together.
Yeah.
They have to keep the boat above 50 miles an hour.
If the bad guy won't row, they just go in circles. It's very frustrating.
One sitting on the left, one sitting on the right. And they have to be in complete synchronized to make this happen.
Nailed
Fucking
it.
hilarious. Love it. Love it. Ah, shit.
So yeah. Check out the new show on Oriental Peacock.
I'm a little bit mad that Kelly robbed us of the possible moment where Jose goes, Lee, I'm not finished.
Oh my god.
I've been through
What's
that.
up, Kelly?
I wanted to save
I
Jose from
understand.
having to have that same experience.
Well, goddamn.
All
I was
right.
leaving trauma on you boys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So this weekend
I
was
wasn't done.
WrestleMania weekend, as we already discussed, and I watched a bunch of other shows too.
Mm-hmm.
Started on Thursday. Reviewed both shows for the IWTV Family Reunion. You can read those reviews over on voicesofwrestling.com. I watched a bunch of the ICW shows. Those were all fun. Got to see two uncles just beat the shit out of each other.
Love it.
What are their names? Justin Kyle and Bruce Santee. Those are two
Those are some
dudes that.
good uncle names.
Oh yeah, they're just great. Just you can't tell if they're actually having a match or if they're actually fighting. So it's pretty great. And it's like I'm sure they've both committed hate crimes in their life, but until I find that out, they're great.
Allegedly, we want to put that
Yeah.
out there. Don't Joey Ryan us.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was awesome. A lot of cool stuff on over the weekend. I'd say my favorite match overall was on the night 2 or the second show from the family reunion stuff. Daniel Garcia took on Kevin Koo, and it was awesome. That was my favorite match of the whole weekend. Second favorite match was probably the main event of Spring Break, which saw Nick Gage finally dethrone Ricky Shane Page as the GCW heavyweight champion.
Now, why was Spring Break our Spring Break?
It was
Formerly known as
RS Spring Break
okay.
because he's RSP.
Oh
And he
my
won.
god.
He beat Joey Janela to win the naming rights to Spring Break.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
That's
So,
kind of cool.
I like that.
I
like
did
that. Okay.
notice it wasn't Joey Janela's Spring Break.
Yeah, so he took.
But if there's a
Spring Break-
reason, a backstory, that is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I like
he
that.
took Spring Break from Joey and canceled the clusterfuck.
Oh,
What a piece of shit.
real fucking heel move.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah. So that was
Kelly,
cool. Yes.
Next, you should review the show Family Values. They did one season tour back in the 90s.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
Are you talking about the concert tour?
Yeah, the corn Limp
The
Bizkit.
corn tour.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, review it.
Get over yourself. Come on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because
Take your shirt off already.
because of family reunion, I assume.
Sweet. This guy gets it.
But yeah, the Ricky Shane Page Nick Gage match was exactly what it should have been. Just two dudes breaking a whole bunch of glass. And Nick Gage came out on top, finally winning the title. And then out came Jon Moxley.
Nice.
That
And those
son
two
of a bitch.
went
Well,
nose to
again-
nose.
I cannot imagine, like, if there was a roof on that place, would have blown the fuck off.
Yeah, it was nuts. Like it
We
was.
saw him push a hot dog cart
Yep.
out into the ring and hit everybody with fucking mustard.
Yeah.
It's true.
Now here he is giving Nick Gage a paradigm shift through a big old bundle of tubes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the previous night before that, he had a bloodbath of a match with Josh Barnett at Bloodsport.
I am honestly surprised. I know Mox kind of has creative control. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. But I am very surprised Tony Khan let any of the AEW people go to Tampa whatsoever. I thought they booked that house show in Jacksonville, which I thought was a reason to keep them all there that weekend.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mox has wanted to make up the Bloodsport dates ever since he missed out on that one show,
Right,
when he had
right.
his elbow stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, now they're doing the GCW thing with Nick Gage. So I think he's pretty much calling his shots.
Right. I mean, good for that fucking guy. I'm sure he
Yeah.
likes dropping Nick Gage onto a bundle of light tubes more than he liked squirting ketchup and mustard at Randy Orton.
Oh,
God.
100%. This is what this man was born to do. Just living his best life.
So, a question. At the indie shows, what
Yes.
was the crowd makeup? Like, were they packed in shoulder to shoulder? Were they wearing masks? What was happening?
Let's see, the IWTV stuff, from what I saw, they weren't packed in shoulder to shoulder, but there was a decent amount of space. For the most part, everyone wore masks unless they were at the bar or at the tables because it was also like a bar and restaurant
Yeah.
kind of deal. So if they were
All
like
right,
eating or
okay.
drinking, they weren't wearing masks.
I thought that was something really remarkable about WrestleMania is they didn't fill the entire stadium. Like everything except for the floor was covered in those cardboard cutouts, and every so often they would have people sitting in seats. But then the floor, it seemed like even though they didn't fill the entire floor, they still had everybody sitting shoulder to shoulder. And whenever they would show the crowd, they almost always showed people that either weren't wearing masks or were wearing masks wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the indie shows had better mask usage than
like,
the WrestleMania did.
The people
The
sitting-
GCW shows, from what I could tell, had a little more of people not wearing masks, but for the most part, everyone tried at least.
That kind of checks out.
And this was also the first time WWE brought fans in. You know, it was a big deal that they had fans for the first time since before last WrestleMania. And then you've got the fans sitting ringside, sitting behind the announcers, clear as day on camera, not wearing masks. And it's
Yeah,
just
that was kind of ridiculous.
Maybe
Like, I
everyone
wouldn't have
that was
had
vaccinated.
anyone that close to the ring.
No, the entire audience is vaccinated. Nice, it's fine.
Well, of course.
The whole audience.
I mean, maybe they tested them all, but they said there were 25,000 fans there.
That sounds like a lot.
Sounds like
That-
a lot.
That's too
That
many.
makes me very nervous.
Yeah.
Like, nope, no thanks.
Well, they did the Super Bowl there with the same amount.
No, I guess you're right.
Yeah. And then Teddy Hart was wandering around.
That fucking.
So
guy.
how many people threatened to beat the shit out of Teddy Hart last weekend?
I know for sure, like 5 dudes at that ICW show that he snuck into.
I wonder if it's just a
'Cause
matter
I
of
saw the video of that.
he
Oh
just
my God.
has no reference to the internet, so he doesn't know that he was actually canceled last year. So he just went to WrestleMania like it was just fucking business as usual.
Well, the thing is, he's still allowed in a bunch of locker rooms because he's their drug hookup.
Oh.
Catch everybody up, Kelly. What happened with Teddy Hart? Who is Teddy Hart?
Teddy Hart is the black sheep of the famous Hart wrestling family. He is one of the most talented shitheads you'll ever see, but he's so fucking stupid and gross that he can never make anything of his career. Early on in his career, he did a moonsault off of every corner of a cage and threw up in the middle of the ring. That's like the first Teddy Hart story that I know of. More recently, he may have disappeared a woman.
Yeah.
Has been in and out of prison.
There's some light sex trafficking in there somewhere, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe not so light.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, he was wandering around WrestleMania weekend, supposedly asking people to borrow $6,000.
Oh my God.
Hey, it's good to have a goal.
And as far as I can tell, so on the ICW show where he was cited, the guys kind of brawled outside, and when they came back in, it looks like he kind of just snuck in with them. And
I've
Like,
done that.
He did the I forgot my badge.
yeah, and like you could hear the match. They're heading back to the ring, and you hear one of the commentators go, "Was that Teddy Hart?" And the other one's kind of like, "Fuck yeah!" And then they like signal security over to him.
It's pretty good.
And then there was a clip that surfaced on Twitter of some of the ICW roster telling Teddy Hart to get the fuck away from the building and to never come around. And John Wayne Murdoch, in particular, said he was going to kill his pussy ass.
And at that point, he was covered in blood and had a demeanor about him that made me really believe the words he was saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like ICW is just a gross, grimy indie, but I've really come to love them this past weekend because they are just the king of uncle fights.
And Teddy Hart, in his full working gear, is just looking at the guy like, "What? What's the problem? What's going on?
Yeah.
I bought a ticket, bro."
I think someone asked him to. He's like, "You know who I am?" And he's like, "I don't give a fuck."
That's pretty good.
And then Teddy Hart showed up in his full gear and sat in the crowd at WrestleMania.
In a poncho.
Yep.
Fucking dork.
Was
Oh,
that
and I
ready?
guess prior to the ICW show, he was at Bloodsport in the front row, maskless, of course.
Maskless, yeah.
But that makes sense because he was there to see his cousin Davey Boy.
Yeah, maybe they just need to stop booking Davey Boy.
Yeah, no, because he's the. I've decided Teddy Hart is the cryptid of WrestleMania weekend, and he gets summoned by Davey Boy getting a booking, and then the only way to get rid of him is to either give him $6,000 or have a deathmatch wrestler threaten him.
Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah,
Fucked up wrestling Rumpelstiltskin.
yeah. Definitely don't let any women near him
Yeesh.
because he may disappear them.
Oh,
So
Jesus Christ.
more on that. Why do people think he disappeared a chick?
Because his ex-girlfriend's just gone.
Okay.
Oh.
So he's got an ex-girlfriend that nobody has seen or heard
Yeah, no, she's just gone.
or heard from.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
okay.
they can't tie it to him.
There's no body, no crime.
She got Shelly
Exactly.
miscavaged.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got miscavaged, allegedly.
yeah.
So I guess we know what he needs that $6,000 for.
Well, and then more recently, he was dating a woman named Maria Manic, and they were doing fucking. They had videos from their house, and like at one point they were boxing, and she was really upset that he punched her in the face a couple times.
But you were boxing. What'd you expect?
Don't strap the gloves on if you don't want to get punched in the face.
Right.
But Teddy Hart gonna Teddy Hart.
I can't tell you how many times I tell that to my kids. They'll like be roughhousing, and then they'll get hurt, and they'll be like, "Oh no, I got hurt." I'm like, "Yeah."
That's why it's called roughhouse.
She would do
It's not called padded walls house. It's
Yeah, like did he punch her while she was trying to, like, you know, make a pancake? Like, no, he punched her when she was wearing full fight regalia.
Right.
Yeah. Far be me to defend Teddy Hart, but that one sounds like that's pretty on the money.
I didn't even know who we were talking about. I had completely zoned out. I just heard somebody had boxing gloves on and got punched and got mad about it, and I was like, "Well, that's dumb."
Insert anyone's name.
Yeah. I don't need any more background than that to know that's dumb.
Yeah, like if he came inside wearing boxing gloves, and she just like
was just chilling on the couch.
Yeah.
Just got done turning the TV on.
Yeah.
I think there's a very good chance it was something along those lines where he was.
She's in the shower, soap in her eyes.
He's wailing.
He's bobbing and weaving.
Yeah.
Like,
knowing Teddy Hart, there's a very good chance that is exactly what happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, if she wasn't consensually fighting, not cool.
Yeah, I think he was boxing. I think she was just living her life.
She was just bringing in the groceries.
Yeah.
She came home and there was a box with a little gift tag, and inside was boxing gloves. And the minute she picked him up, he came out of the closet and just pow.
Yeah, it's the more aggressive version of how I guess like Davey Boy Smith will be like, "Hey, you want to grapple?"
Davey Boy Smith'll.
What?
Yeah, he'll just say like if you're if there's a lull in conversation, he'll just be like, you want to grapple?
Oh, you won't wrestle?
Yeah.
People take him up on that?
No, he's a large man. He's a large, weird person.
Grapple him, man.
You grapple him.
Hey, fuck
get
it.
choked out.
I mean, will he obey by the rules, or like? Is
I don't know.
What are the rules of grapple?
If I tap you, you fucking stop.
Yeah. Okay.
I was trying to show Jennifer's cousin how to choke somebody out the other day. She was like, "Could you do that to my brother?" I said, "I can absolutely choke your brother out. Like, it would take no time at all." She's like, "If I go get him, will you?" And I look at Nicole and look at Jennifer, and they're like, "No." And I'm like, "I will definitely choke your brother out. Just go find him." and she couldn't find him. It was a damn shame.
Yeah, he probably heard.
Yeah.
It was his nap time.
He's like, "Make me go be unfindable."
How old was this brother?
He's 2.5.
No, he's like 18.
He's
Was
like,
he
"I'll
wearing
choke
boxing
the
gloves?"
shit out of him.
No, he's 18, and he's 18, sweet kid, but
Believes in
guys,
Santa Claus.
in this area, like, mullets are coming back with the youths, and so this kid has a humongous, like, Return of Superman mullet. It's
Wild.
enormous.
I've seen that on
tremendous.
TikTok.
Good for him.
It's a thing now. So I was gonna put his mulleted ass out.
So does he party in the rear?
Oh, that's not a party in the
Definitely.
rear. That's getting choked in the rear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. When you choke him, just whisper in his ear, "I love your haircut."
It's magnificent. Oh, we got ladies in the house now. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Oh
What's happening
man,
now?
tops off.
Look at that. Look at that. Popping tops, boys.
Shirts versus skins.
What you got, Mahoney? Anything we're talking about? What wrestling did you watch this weekend?
Yeah, Mahoney,
What
tell
did I
us
do?
about the wrestling you watched.
Who'd
I
you
didn't watch
punch?
any wrestling. I watched my phone have like 29 million notifications about wrestling, and then I was like, mute this shit until I turn it back on. And you know what? I still haven't. So someday I'll turn that back on. There was something that happened during my week where I was like, oh, okay. So on Sundays, my mother-in-law comes over. She's in our little bubble. So she comes over. She watches the kids. My wife and I go out. We get some lunch at this place that we enjoy. You all know it. The little roast beef place.
Oh,
that's
fuck
awesome.
yeah. Yes.
Arby's.
No, definitely not
Fuck
Arby's.
Are you
No,
sure
delete
it's
the
not
sandwich.
Arby's?
Positive
That
it's not
sounds like
Arby's.
Arby's.
It sounds a lot like Arby's.
It does sound a lot like an Arby's. It's like Arby's if it didn't suck.
Hey,
Is there
hey,
big hat in front of the building?
I don't appreciate the Arby's slander, but this place is definitely better than Arby's.
It is for sure better than Arby's. So, anyways, we
Does
go
that have
there.
roast beef?
It does.
They have
Sounds
roast
like
beef.
Arby's.
They have
You know what else they got,
horseradish
Kelly?
sauce,
Curly fries.
curly fries.
Yep, sounds like Arby's.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it sounds a lot like Arby's. I get you. I'm with you. If not for the fact that it's not Arby's, it would definitely be an Arby's. But anyways, I get there. This guy, I'm sitting in the car because we called in our order. We call in our order. We pick up our order at the window, then we eat it in the car. And it's our little weekly enjoyment
Date night.
outside of the house. Yeah, it's like our weekly Sunday date. So I'm sitting in the car. She's telling me a story about Khloe Kardashian. And I'm watching in the rearview mirror this guy. And he gets out of his truck, takes about 3 steps away from his truck, and he goes to spit on the ground, as guys do.
Yeah.
And a cup of liquid comes out of his mouth.
Oh.
And he looks shocked. He looks so confused. He starts kicking at it with his foot.
What?
He's like bending closer to it, looking at it. And then he just stands back up straight, and he's still looking down at it. And he gets back in his truck and just shuts the door. And he doesn't leave, but he just got back in his truck, and I don't know what he did from there.
Yes,
Fucking prayed.
A real
Yeah.
serious conversation with the Lord.
I was like, what happened? That he just tried to, spit whatever on the ground, and it was a massive amount.
It's like, is that a
It
piece
was
of my lung?
massive. It was unreal. And then our food was ready, so I went in and grabbed it, and off we went. I never know what happened to that
Oh,
guy.
I wish you would have gone and inspected.
I
I
thought
would've-
about it, but
I'm
it
about to
wasn't
say.
on my way. Like, I would have had to go out of my way to go over and look at this pile, and
Yeah,
it
but
was
just fucking
right
guy
next
again?
to
Why
his
not?
truck. So the
Yeah,
guy
he
would have
just
been like,
screams
"What are
at you,
doing?"
hey, that's mine!
Don't touch that.
But
Did he
seriously,
lose his Venom symbiote?
He might have.
It just
He
keeps
hopped back
making
in
me
his truck
think
and
of
Grab the lobster.
Jose in the bathroom at PAX East having to call the ambulance with that shit coming out of his head. Can
That was
we
wild time, man.
can we all agree as a people, and in specifically a gender, because I know this is a male centric thing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, ladies, listen up.
Blows my mind after the past year and during the past year that people still spit in public.
Yeah.
Like
I don't get it at
we've been
all.
wearing these fucking masks. We've been washing our hands, and you're still hocking a loogie where I'm walking, where I'm standing.
It's just not a situation that I have ever found myself being like, I just really need to spit on the ground
I
right
have
now.
definitely
All right, but what if you
spit.
spit on the back of your hand?
Well,
have-
I mean, that makes perfect sense, of course.
I have definitely spit over the course of my life. Usually
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
when
I
when,
ditto.
when
But it's
there's
just
a
not
real-
a thing that you just encounter on a daily basis.
No.
You're like, oh, I need to get out of my car and spit on the ground.
But it is a 100% masculine thing. It's
Right.
only like
Yeah.
you can count on one hand the time you watched a woman just let one rip.
If you
Yeah.
see a woman
Like in a Walmart
spit
parking
in
lot.
public, she has definitely served time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's safe to say. That
If
is a
she's
rock
spitting on the
solid-
ground in public, she like all of her friends are guys because she just doesn't get with the drama.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I love that.
Oh my god.
Every woman who's ever said that she doesn't have female friends, I just don't like the drama. That's why all my friends are
Yeah.
dudes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nyes has seen one woman spit and it was into his belly button.
I didn't necessarily see it. I definitely felt it though.
Oh,
Oh,
oh
I
my
wonder
God.
if it was the same type of experience.
Oh,
She
you want
thought
to?
it would just be a little.
I had my own little personal fuck
Everybody
cauldron.
deserves a little bit of cum spit in their belly button as a treat. And then it was a cup full, and she was like, "Oh God."
Oh. It's like, look, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. I'm sorry.
Well, you guys just reminded me of a deal breaker I need to write down. So we'll see.
There you go.
You know, I wonder if that dude was doing like chewing tobacco and he accidentally spit out like his whole load.
Oh, and then he was trying to decide if he could pick it back up.
God
Yeah.
damn, that's a lot of
That's
chalk.
probably what happened.
That's
He's
some-
like, does 5-second rule still count on this?
He's like, oh man, is there dirt in it? Oh man. Oh, I think you got some.
I don't want to
horseradish
chew
in
it if there's dirt in it. That's not healthy.
Oh, daggone.
Oh man, I spit that whole load out of my mouth.
Oh my god.
Put that in the intro. No, that's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It still fits.
On that note, what we got for classic this week, guys?
Well, the classic for this week is the precursor to our segment coming up next. So this is from last week. Just in case you didn't listen last week, from Popcast 553, Lee explains the concept of deal breakers and the man known only as Jar Jeremy.
Jar Jeremy, fucking making his podcast debut as well. It'll be great. So enjoy this. We'll be back in. This is a pretty long one right now. That's what we got.
Yeah, it's about 12 minutes long, so we'll be back.
All right. Back in a minute. Love you, kids. Bye.
Enjoy the refreshing taste of an ice-cold Popcast classic.
So I like to play this thing with a good friend, Jennifer, my second wife, Jennifer. I like to play the game of deal breakers for her. She's single, very hard to date during the pandemic era. So, I like to throw situations at her. What's your... If you had to pick between, this guy who, you're a great man, you're a great guy, whatever, but he has, like, a flaw. Like, what's... which one? I don't pose it as a deal breaker as much as I would pose her with two things, and it's like, okay, you got to pick one, right? Like, you can't say neither. You got to pick one thing. And
One ant in the pee hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far,
Please
but
pitching this to us like we don't know. Would you rather?
I'm trying to catch the crowd of the audience.
All
I
right,
know
so
you
you
guys.
get like one thing, and it's like something, and I give you another thing, and it's like another thing,
Yeah, it's drink the milk or
and
suck
you
the
gotta
dick.
decide which one you want. Suck
Yeah,
the dick,
so-
drink the milk.
Yeah. So the reigning champion of that is a guy that I've named Jar Jeremy. And so Jeremy's thing is he's a great guy, but he takes all of his shits in jars and keeps them in a mini barn behind the house.
Why does he keep
Like,
them?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's what. Yeah, right. But he's the best in the situations that I've laid out to Jennifer thus far. He's the reigning defending champion.
Have you told
of
Jennifer
this game.
about the cum box guy?
Oh yeah, Jar Jeremy was an easy victory over the cum jar guy for sure.
I feel like the cum jar guy makes more sense. At least the cum
Well,
jar
yeah,
guy,
so-
you can kind of get where he's going. Shitting in jars and saving them in a shed, like that's serial killer shit right there.
I mean, he's a good guy otherwise.
Is he?
Yeah, it's fine. That's the only thing. So this is a much milder version of that, but it struck me on this. They're talking about this other podcast, and it was very interesting. So, imagine Mahoney, you meet the woman who is now your lovely wife.
Okay.
And everything's great. You hit it off awesome. But so how old were you when you guys met?
17.
Okay. So what if you're courting, you're 17 years old, but she still like really and genuinely believes in Santa? Like he's coming.
Easy. That's the one you choose.
I fucking love Santa.
Yeah, Santa
Yeah,
rocks.
I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, but imagine like she's like 41 and she still believes in Santa.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
There's nothing dangerous about believing in Santa.
No.
No, but
You
it's like,
say that.
Go on, Jose. Go on.
I'm just saying, like, it takes
This
a
is gonna
certain
be
type
really
of person to, at 41, honestly and truly believe in Santa Claus.
Okay.
Yep.
I've got a question for you.
Says the conspiracy theorist. The closest of us to someone who believes in Santa Claus.
Okay, well let me ask this question.
Yeah, but that's not true. No, because that's just made up shit to make money.
Is
Like,
there a difference between believing in Santa Claus at 41 and believing in Jesus Christ at 41?
No. I'm inclined to say not really.
Same.
But
in the
Feels
grand
awfully
scheme,
close.
not really. Yes, it is close, but yes, because you're choosing to believe in a religion. Santa Claus is known to be fake. It's known to be the parents, but it's meant to give the kids something for that night and a reason to get presents. It's all about making money. Not
All right,
that
so Lee, what's the
Christianity
other
is
thing?
either. I'm just
I was
saying,
gonna
like,
say, I'm not
but
quite sure
if you
which
were
you're describing,
41
Jose.
and you honestly, truly believed in Santa Claus still, like,
But
that's a certain type of thinking.
Right, but like if it doesn't affect any other part of your life, like if you're not developmentally disabled in other parts
it
of your
does.
life,
Talking about
But it does, though,
developmentally
because
disabled,
if
like,
you're-
but you're a certain type of person if you believe in Santa Claus still.
Yeah, but also, like, if you do something, you're talking about maybe doing something, then she's all like, "Oh, well, we can't do that. We don't want to end up on the naughty list, or Santa won't bring us presents."
well, I mean, people say that just like tongue in cheek, so you could pass
No,
it
no,
off
but
like
if
that.
you
means it.
truly
But
believe
she like
it,
means it. Yeah.
that's a different type of thinking. That's like I question your thought process in all aspects.
I've met a lot of people with worse beliefs. So
Yeah, but that's
What,
different. You know, but
What sort of
that's-
things get us on the naughty list? Because that's where I'm going to start drawing lines.
yeah. Like I've known someone that thinks that pandas are not real and they're all just people in costumes.
That's a real problem.
So what was the other thing, Lee? What was the other one?
Well, that was like more like just an idea of like if that's a deal breaker or not. But one of the other ones that I threw at her recently was, what if every time they made a bowel movement, they required you to hold their hands and make eye contact?
That's
That's definitely a deal breaker.
Yeah, that's a bad time.
See, like
That's just inconvenient. Like, forget
Yeah.
about, like, I don't want anything to do with, like, I don't have the fucking time in my day.
Yeah,
I need
I'm
you
doing
to
have
other
to
shit.
worry
I need you to
about
come to
being
my
in there holding
job.
your hand.
I'm at
I
the
need
Yeah,
it.
she picked Jar Jeremy over that one for sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
need
Yeah,
I
still-
need an
still-
independent
still
person who
Nah,
can handle
see,
taking a shit on their own.
Jar Jeremy, like at some point, does he get rid of the jars?
The situation becomes untenable at some
Right.
point.
Well, that's the thing. He's been doing it for a long time, so he understands that they got to be cycled out, and you don't necessarily know how he does it, but you do know that he does it. That, you know,
Like
Yeah.
puts him in the
periodically-
bag with the soup and takes him 30 minutes away.
Yeah, right.
Jar Jeremy's an absolute nightmare.
I don't know.
Oh, he is.
Sometimes I wish my wife would hold my hand and stare directly into my eyes while we're making BMs.
I bet if you asked her, she'd do it. I'll ask her
Or
for
like,
you.
or you know, what's worse? You know, Jar Jeremy, or a guy with like a really long.
Oh, we lost you, Lee.
Lost you.
I'm on the
Really
edge of my
long.
seat.
what? Really
I'm
long
on the
what?
edge of
Long and throbbing.
No, he's got a really big Victorian doll collection, like a room or in his apartment or his house is just full of like creepy old ass dolls.
No, that
Thick
that
doll,
is
man. I mean, that's not far off from the shit that you and I buy.
Yeah.
I think it is though. I don't know. They're just fucking creepy.
It's all toys. I'd
When
rather
I
have
go over
a
to his
toy
house,
man
does
than
he take pictures of me when I'm asleep?
yeah. Yeah.
Just once,
Yeah.
and then you get another room.
I'll take toy guy over jar shit man.
Which one would you be more embarrassed to introduce your friends to?
Jar shit man. Because
Yeah.
you know he talks. You know he talks about it.
Well, what happens if he has to go to shit in public? Does he like shit in a
He's
jar
got
and save it
his
and
jar
bring
in
it
his
back?
car.
He simply doesn't.
A
is my
fucking car
guess.
jar.
He just handles his business and waits.
He just holds it. And
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I can't go out today yet. I haven't shit."
Yeah.
like, can we do lunch at like 4?
Thanks for the invite, but I'm gonna need some time.
Oh man, who doesn't shit by 4 o'clock? Jesus.
Now, where does he
Well,
get the
no-
jars? Are they like? Is it like every time you finish a thing of salsa, he's saving it?
or like
No, they're like mason jars.
yeah, like spaghetti sauce.
Some ragu.
I don't like mason jars. Like if you know,
I'd
like
rather
the
it be
lady who makes
recycled.
jams, it's those kind of jars.
Okay.
Oh, see, that's environmentally conscious, Mahoney. That's really good. Yeah, you want to reduce, reuse, recycle. So this one
See, what
is
a great
in a
guy.
Totino's cheese dip.
Right.
That one was tricky. That one was tricky.
Now, I've seen enough hoarders to know that there is some deeper mental illness going on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's a fucking dreamboat otherwise.
Now-
Imagine if they hoarded and believed in Santa.
Just a real himbo with a bunch of shit jars.
I have a real problem with he's a dreamboat otherwise, because to
Yeah.
me this is like immediately disqualifying. Of like, no, you can't be a dreamboat otherwise. Like other
Alright,
than
Mahoney,
the crippling
imagine
mental illness,
that
he's
Chris
a dreamboat.
Evans has a shit jar collection.
Yeah, but
Right.
you know Chris Evans has a shit jar collection. He immediately is no longer hot.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
turns into a weird-looking dude just based on that information.
Oh, I don't know if
Unless
that's
you're
accurate at
into
all.
Shiza.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
I'm with Nyes. Everything just the facade falls away at that point.
There's
and
no
all you're
way
left
that
with is
Jar
shit jars.
Jeremy has it together in other points of his life to where you're just
No,
like,
he does.
"Oh."
He's graduated. He's got his own business. Like, it's going great. He likes your parents. His parents like you. It's awesome.
Oh,
He
my
This is some real low bars.
Thing. Yeah.
This is a dreamboat. He graduated. He has a job, and he likes your parents.
now like
No, I'm just saying, those are things that people like.
any
Oy, oy, oy.
shit, weird shit things. So like even the holding your hands while taking a shit, like that's disqualifying. That's like you need
Jennifer,
therapy.
what's the matter with your parents?
Jennifer's parents are lovely people. But we've been playing
Sounds
this game
like-
for months.
sounds
and so
like
far,
her-
Jeremy
her-
is the reigning defending champion.
Wow.
Well,
But to be fair, I've thrown some really horrible shit at her.
see, is it that you've thrown some really horrible shit at her, or is it Jennifer just really doesn't mind people shitting in jars?
No, she's really not happy about it. She wishes that he wasn't the champion, but I've done some pretty horrible things during this game.
So did you pose the believes in Santa thing to her?
Not yet. This one just came about. So I think
I
I
would-
might see her tomorrow.
I would like you to report back on that one.
Yeah,
I'm very
I would
interested,
choose Santa
but
in a heartbeat over
Yeah.
jar shit.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I will let you know because I'm very curious. This might be the one.
I think we scrap our show
I think
idea
it's
for
fucking
next
nuts.
week, and you get Jennifer on the line.
Yeah, and we'll just keep giving her different things.
Oh my
that'd be
God.
amazing.
We each get a certain number of candidates, and whoever gets the winning candidate wins.
I like it.
I may see her tomorrow, you guys.
This idea.
I think I wouldn't bring this by her, so I will let you know what she says.
Nothing quenches your thirst quite like a podcast classic. And that's how we got
She
to...
said yes. All right, Lee, let's go to that part of the conversation. All right, Lee, it's your turn. Introduce the segment.
Hey, we can see your mouth moving. We can't hear you. What are you doing over there?
It's
Why'd you take
time-
your shirt off?
It's time to introduce Jennifer to the people. Come
Oh,
on.
I didn't even realize that he left the call. I was like, what is this
I don't know what you're
bit
talking
Kelly's
about. I'm
doing?
looking right at him. He's staring directly into the camera and he's pinching his nipples.
No, that's Jose.
He got completely naked to take a shit. Well, while we're waiting for Lee and our special guests, let's refresh your memories on some of the new merch we've got in the store at merch.panelsonpages.com.
Lee's in his office with both of his wives in a 12-minute break. We know exactly what's up.
Double murder suicide.
Yeah, we just talked a whole bunch about wrestling and WrestleMania, and last week we added a bunch of wrestling-related designs, including 2 of our Louisiana Special T-shirts.
I
We've
had to
got
explain that shirt to some people, and I was like, all right. You know who Crispin Y is, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right. You know the Popeyes food jingle? They're like, yes. I was like, all right.
that's it.
You're like, marry those together.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Where did we start that just on the podcast, or was that a WrestleMania weekend thing?
I don't even remember anymore.
Who knows?
Because we did go to Popeyes that first WrestleMania week.
That's true, we did.
Classic. So yeah, we got Double Murder Suicide, Stone Cold Creamery, and a bunch of retro PCW designs. To which Gavin replied, "Holy shit, did we have shirts?" And as the Popcast account, I replied, "Did you? I mean, you kind of did. They weren't exactly licensed, but you did have shirts at one point. We didn't ever have any of these made, but I did create the designs for them." All right, so what else do we want to talk about?
All right, I don't know. Lee, what do you think?
I'm surprised we haven't heard from Lee elsewhere, though. Does he know how long 12 minutes is?
Probably not.
Somebody swatted him. This is real bad, you guys.
Mahoney, was it you?
It wasn't me.
That's why Mahoney won't give his information on the show, because he doesn't want to get swatted.
I
Jose,
think he
did you send all those horses?
I think he just saw the very funny meme I made.
You know what? You know what we didn't talk about that we should have? And it's a carryover from last week's show. When all these motherfuckers in the Discord claim that they could make it back home if they were dropped 15 miles from their house.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, not a chance I could do it.
I made the horrible mistake. Even when Lee made his 25-mile, 9-hour trek,
right,
and found his way home, I told him what that road was called. And looking at that road, there's not a street sign on that road. So had I not told him what road he was on, I don't think he would have found anything ever.
Why are we talking shit, Mahoney?
Welcome back.
We're just vamping.
No, eventually there would be a fucking street sign.
There would not have been a street sign on that road.
That's how highways work.
I'm surprised that road was paved.
Work. No.
I'm surprised that road had asphalt.
You cannot go down a major highway or even a minor highway and not see the fucking road that it is.
Lee, you literally live in the most rural area of all of us.
But I fucking know the area.
Yeah. Do you know every fucking tree?
I know, but eventually you'll come across something you recognize, and you'll be like, okay, yeah. You want to look for traffic.
My favorite part of that whole exchange was that Juggalo John told me 27 times, "No, I live by a giant nuclear power plant that I can see from 20 miles away." And every time I had to stop myself from being like, "Yeah, no, I heard you. I still don't think you can do it."
Yeah, I want to put this out. I want to put this out as a challenge to all the people that claimed they could find their way home if they were dropped off 15 miles from their house and didn't know where they were. I challenge you to walk 1 mile, and then we'll talk. Then we'll go from there.
Fucking ridiculous. All right, we got distracted. We're trying to figure out how to get this. Jennifer brought over this really nice fancy microphone that for the fucking life of me I can't get to work. So we're going to huddle around this one.
Oh, you silly bitch.
Style. Yeah, I tried. I really tried.
Please don't use the B word when there are two women on the line.
Otherwise perfect, but he can't get any microphones to work ever.
Hey, fuck off. I got 2 out of 3 working just fine.
Okay, he can only get 2 out of 3 of his microphones working at any given time. Never the same ones.
All right, so before we introduce everybody, play us in nice.
Deal breaker. Deal breaker. Deal breaker. Deal breaker.
What the fuck is that from?
That was nice. Can you tell?
Evil laugh as it plays.
So, making her podcast debut, the last white person to ever be on a podcast, as Kelly pointed out earlier, my dear friend Jennifer. Say hi, Jen.
Hey, y'all.
We can put this in her dating profile, right?
Absolutely.
Link to this episode? Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure.
Well, now that she's dipped her tootsies in her first podcast, she's going to be hosting 2 by next week.
Yeah.
Yep. One will be about wine, one will be about murder. That's the way it's got to go.
Real quick, Jen, just so you know, they can't hear you when you nod.
I can.
Unless you nod
So
really
can't
loud.
hear me when I roll my eyes, right?
Oh no, they can
Oh
hear
no,
that.
we can
Okay.
feel
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that we can hear.
Also joining us, my lovely wife Nicole. Say hey, baby.
Hi, boys.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey.
Lee, this is a momentous occasion. It's the first time all three of your wives have been on the same podcast.
That's very true. I'm gonna put this into my dream journal.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So,
Pop that shirt off, Lee.
What?
Pop that shirt off.
They wanted to get my shirt off all show. I don't know why. I don't know.
You know why.
Nicole
know
looked at
why.
me so confused. I'm like, I don't know.
You got them sweet, juicy titties, Lee.
It's good.
Let the juices flow.
Yeah, Nicole doesn't listen to my podcast. In case you can't tell, she's very shocked and confused right now.
Make that fruit punch.
All right, so Knives is kind enough to play the genesis of the bit last week, and quick update for everyone. We did go to dinner last week, and I did posit the question to Jennifer between our reigning defending champion Jar Jeremy and a grown-ass man who firmly believes in Santa Claus. And what was the verdict there, Jen?
Jar Jeremy.
Wild.
How?
Okay, so my reasoning is. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not close enough to the microphone.
Yeah, you're good.
I didn't know I had to make love to it.
Remember, Lee said you have to treat it like a dick.
Cool, got it. Definitely not going to listen. Let my mom listen to this now.
No.
So,
No. Don't.
So okay, so here's the thing about Jar Jeremy, and versus Santa Claus guy, because okay, first of all, Santa Claus guy, it affects your whole life. Like, first of all, he's making decisions all the time based on what's considered naughty and what's considered nice, and like that's his whole life because he doesn't want to end up on the naughty list. Okay. Besides that, Christmas comes around and you either have to make a decision. Do I play into this and buy him lots of gifts from Santa because he was on the nice list, or he doesn't get shit and he's on the naughty list and then he has a breakdown because shit, I'm on the naughty list again.
Yeah, the naughty list again. Like every fucking year, Jennifer. What am I gonna do?
So then there's a breakdown I have to deal with of, you know, my husband, my significant other, losing his mind every December because he never gets presents from Santa and he tries so hard to be nice. Okay, so that affects my whole life.
Why would you not get him presents?
Well, maybe he wasn't nice.
Well, there you go.
I kind of like the idea that you can torture
Yeah,
him.
but
by
she
not
could
getting
get him
presents.
presents, but that'd be from her. He needs presents from Santa.
Like,
Yeah, so then
this is
I
a
want
person.
double the presents.
This is a person that 100% believes in Santa, and so let's say he wants, I don't know, a new dirt bike, and you can get him like just slightly off, like you know, the what are those knockoff Oreo things?
Hydrox.
The Hydrox version of his dirt bike, and he'll be like, I don't understand. It's Santa. He could have got me anything. Why did he do this to me? And then you could spend the whole
Exactly.
rest of the year laughing about it.
Yeah, no, but he would make me miserable.
Yeah, but you're not going to be
about
laughing
it.
about it because you'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, you would be laughing about it. She would not be laughing about it because it's not funny when it's your direct life. Like, it's the Santa thing. I agree. The Santa thing is a more everyday, hands-on problem versus the jars that you technically know exist.
Oh yeah,
but you never have to lay eyes on.
it's not an everyday problem that your husband shits in a jar. That's totally
Not for
normal
her.
and fine.
Yeah, it saves
No,
it.
but okay, so then, thanks. I'm short. You have to
You're
move
good.
the microphone down. So then, you know, what if we have kids and my kids come home and they're like, Mom, this kid at school told me Santa doesn't exist. And then my husband's like, what?
Goes down to
And
the
so-
school, and now he's like, "Do you know the lies kids around
So then I
here
have
are
to deal
spreading?"
with the fallout of my children telling my husband that Santa doesn't exist.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
obviously,
so homeboy that believes in Santa is a mass school shooter waiting to happen, whereas Jeremy's just minding his business, shitting on a mason jar.
I feel like
I'll tell you what. There's
an
gonna
adult.
come a point. There's gonna come a point when you're gonna have to pull your kids aside and be like, "Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know either."
I feel like
Yeah,
if,
but
it's
no,
coming,
but
Santa or
you
not.
can't keep feeding into it.
If you're an
there's
adult-
some deep-seated problems there.
if you're an adult that believes in Santa, you've encountered this Santa isn't real argument before. So that's
you've
not
worked up
that's not an
reasoning.
issue.
Yeah.
What happens
You have
when
an
your kids
explanation.
come home and they're like, "Mom, these other kids say that their dad doesn't shit in jars and saves them out back. What's going on with that?"
Yeah, but he can do it without the kids even knowing.
I will see.
I don't think you can.
Whoa.
Why?
Listen,
Why can't you?
Jar Jeremy could just shit in jars and then have like a fucking storage container where he keeps the jars of shit. She doesn't have to see them.
Yeah, but
They
that
could be
means
in like some
he's-
kind of bunker.
He's leaving at least
shit
once
bunker.
a day.
Yeah,
Leaving.
he has to like run like a raccoon,
Yeah, but-
carrying his like what
if-
he found.
No,
just
he's
taking
already
it to the
got-
shed. Like, oh, I got my shits. I gotta put them in the shed now.
No. Okay. So,
like, hey,
okay.
you want to get some dinner? And he's like, I actually have to do something.
Just because
Okay.
you don't have to
So-
deal with the shit, you don't have to see him shit in the jars. He doesn't
Yes.
tell you about it. Doesn't mean it's not affecting your life, because it definitely
Yeah.
is affecting
Okay.
your life.
I gotta
Okay, but
alphabetize
it's
my
not.
duties.
But it's not. Because the guy's a normal dude. He just shits in the jar and hides it
No,
out back.
he's not a normal dude.
Jose fucking gets it.
Who says he's not a normal dude? That's the whole thing.
The person that said he's shits in jars told you he's not normal.
Listen, you
No,
can
but
still
that's
go
the whole-
out. You can still go out and have fun. He just has to have a backpack with some jars in it.
No, who was it that said? Okay, so I listened to a snippet of last week's podcast to try to prepare myself a
Okay.
little bit for this. And
There's no
whoever said he handles his business and he just doesn't shit when he goes out, that's exactly it. He just handles his business. And the shed is not a shed, it's a bunker. It's underground. I don't have to see it. And when the time rolls around that he has to, empty the shed and get rid of the jars, I go on vacation.
Yeah, and he
I
can,
have
he
this
can
figured
fake a
out,
poop
you guys.
inside.
One of your kids is gonna fall into that bunker like Batman. Just be surrounded by shit jars.
Father, I will become a shit.
No, in
Yeah,
this
but then that
scenario,
would be the
I don't
first
have
time
children,
you-
just like in real life.
Wow.
All right.
Well, we're up against a lot, I feel, because you are going to bat for Jar Jeremy real hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay, but now I think it's important before we get too far into this to really kind of set the stage. So it's important for you all. So I've heard the stories. I know what's up. I think it's important for you all to really understand what's out there, like in the real world, like what we're looking at here, what we're facing with, that makes a Jar Jeremy seem like even the smallest possibility of like, no, this is kind of all right. So Jennifer, I think more than any of us has actually done, online dating and the fucking horror show that is.
It's got to be.
So just what are we talking about, Jen? Like what have we experienced IRL, as the kids say?
Yeah, tell us about some winners.
Okay. Oh God, I have so many. I'm gonna have to shorten the list. So, first of all, also last week someone mentioned that the bar was extremely low when you said he had graduated, he had a job, and my parents liked him. Okay. You said that was an extreme, like that bar was extremely low. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you guys, I would love to meet a guy who met all three of those things.
Oh, wow.
It is dark out here. Okay, so some of them never even make it to a date. When you're doing this online dating thing, sometimes you have these conversations and you try to build some rapport and get to know each other a little bit. Some of them never make it to a date. I've had guys, one guy asked me if I like my posterior glutes drummed, which maybe I do, but this is the first conversation we've had, so, we're not ready to talk about that.
Yeah, he's just trying to smash.
Did he word it like that exactly?
That is the exact wording.
Kelly, he doesn't want to be vulgar.
He was also, 60 years old, 500 pounds, and so gross. And he had no fucking shame. He put all that shit out there right from the start.
He says, "I'll make you come."
I have been on dates with guys there was one who showed up in a windowless van.
Ooh, that's good.
Because why waste time rolling them up and down? Let's just go.
Deal breaker.
Yeah, it was a deal breaker, actually. He told me it was because he hauls his motorcycles, but I'm pretty sure I was about to get trafficked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was the guy who made a joke about, he called Atlanta Black Lanta.
Oh, no.
It was no joke. Like he was like, yeah, Black Lanta. And I was like, oh.
Jeez.
Hey, can you play that deal breaker sound again? 'Cause
That's a
Sounds
deal
like a
breaker.
DC hero.
let's see. There was
Steak fat guy.
the steak. Oh, which one?
One of my favorites was a guy that told her he could make a lamp out of almost anything.
Oh no.
Hey, that's
a
a
deal
deal
breaker?
breaker.
That's a threat more than a quality.
That sounds like a guy Jose would invite back to the hotel room.
If he's got a cool sketchbook.
I have received countless dick pics unsolicited.
Yeah, I was gonna have to ask that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like as opening messages, like, "Oh hey, and here's my dick."
Just let you know what they're working with.
They're just throwing that worm out there to as many fish as possible and seeing who will bite.
Yeah, pretty much. So one of the worst dates I've actually been on, though. I had been messaging back and forth with this guy for a few days, and he was in the National Guard, and he was like, "I'm in town for a while. Do you want to have dinner?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I don't have anything to lose." Yeah, I think this was the last one I went on before the pandemic, which is appropriate. So I get to the restaurant, and he's like, "Let me know when you're here. I'll come out to meet you."
Which restaurant was this, by the way?
It's a Ruby Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ruby Tuesday. And so when you read the words Ruby Tuesday, did your vagina just dry up immediately?
Yeah, but I can get a drink there, so
they got a salad bar.
yeah. So I get to the restaurant, and he comes out to meet me, and immediately I'm like, holy shit, I should just get back in the car. His pictures were absolutely 10 years old, at least.
Nice.
He was dressed, I don't know, just like super slouchy, like not first date dress.
Mm-hmm.
So like me.
No, it was so much worse.
Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome.
Not Applebee's attire.
Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby Tuesday.
Or
He would've
maybe
been
he thought
fine
he was
at
going to an Applebee's.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, I'm here. I might as well go in. So we go inside, and you put this up really highly. Thank you. So we go inside, and we're sitting at the bar. And the bartender, who's a lady, I don't know, probably in her 40s maybe, looks at me and says, "Oh my God, you are real."
Oh no.
And I said, yeah. She said, "I thought he was getting catfished." Which was another bad sign, I feel like, because she was like, "How is this guy? How did he get a date with this girl?" So I was like, "No, I'm real." Wish I wasn't right now, but I am.
And it also sends up the red flag that he's been talking about you to this bartender so much that the bartender's like, yeah, this shit ain't happening. This ain't real.
Already seen your picture.
Yeah. Showed you some messages probably.
Oh, she's real. Look, I got a picture.
Yeah.
So he was like, do you want a drink? I've already had 3 beers.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I think I'll just have a Diet Coke. So we sit
I might
there
need
and
to
we
drive
talk.
real soon.
Like, quickly and fast. So, we sit there and we're talking, and like, he's just very kind of shifty. He tells me all about his mother's depression, and her mental problems.
She's depressed?
Yeah, apparently.
He sounds like such a winner. What's she got to be sad about?
So, he gets up to go to the bathroom like 4 times in the hour and 45 minutes that I'm there.
He's already drank 3 beers.
He drank 3 beers. He's full of stuff.
Yeah,
and he continues to drink. I think I counted. He was on number 7 when I left.
Oh my god!
Did he have a
So
backpack? Because it was probably filled with jars.
And like, he's progressively getting tipsier and sloppier, and I was like, gee, is this a lot for you to drink, on a weeknight? And he was like, oh no, I drink this much all the time. So I was like, oh good, so your mom is depressed, probably runs in the family. I get it. I have my own pills that I take, but I don't tell people about that on a first date. And I'm also not an alcoholic. So, okay, just going to tuck these nuggets away, even though I'm already certain there will not be a second date. So he's like, hey, do you want to order dinner? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean,
this fucking Ruby Tuesday
I'm going to get something out of this.
Let a bitch get a meal. Let's go. Come on,
like, I'm here. Yeah. So we ordered dinner, and he eats like a caveman. Like, I don't know, just like hovering over his plate, and like gets mashed potatoes all on the side of his hands. And he's just like shoveling this food into his mouth.
That's like a prison thing too. Do they hover over the food?
Maybe it is. Maybe he was in prison. I just didn't get that far. So like, I eat my food. I had a steak, because Ruby Tuesday, super well known for their great steaks. So I eat my steak, and like, I cut some of the fat off of the edges, and I finished my dinner, and he's, we're sitting at the bar, so he's beside me, and he looks over and he says, "Are you gonna eat that?"
Oh.
And I said, "No, you can have it if you want it."
And he's like, "Fuck yeah."
Yes, he was. But instead of using a fork, he reaches over and picks it up off my plate with his fingers, and then proceeds to chew this fat like gum for about 5 minutes.
Oh. That's where all the flavor's at.
Deal breaker.
So, I have this really serious problem called being too polite, and I don't know how to get out of awkward situations. So I kept looking at my watch like, how long do I have to stay here not to be a total bitch? And turns out an hour and 45 minutes was it. And he said, "I'll walk you outside." And I said, "That's not necessary." But he did anyway. And I like got into my car, and I was like, "Well, have a safe trip back to Memphis."
Did you lock the doors right in front of him?
I did.
Yeah, I would have
so
too.
Creepy.
You got to start taking like your license plate off
Yeah.
on a date.
When he was drinking, do you think he was like, "Man, I can't wait until she has her way with me"?
Totally.
I guarantee he was thinking that. But I will say this for him. He did not call me beefy, which I have been called before. And I did appreciate that.
So, Jen,
Beefy.
I mean, beefy's a compliment and so like Lee's real beefy.
I'm real beefy.
Yeah.
Lee is also a 6'3" man,
We have a
not a 5'2" girl.
Take off that shirt and make some hamburgers, Lee.
we have a T-shirt that is 100% certified beef slapper.
I do.
Yeah.
Nicole. Side note, everyone should make it their goal in life to have a piece of merch attached to them that their wife fucking hates. I got that shit.
Is that 100% certified beef slapper? Is that it?
Oh, she hates that fucking
Oh. Available now at merch.panelsonpages.com in white and
Beautiful.
black. So
Yep. Merch.panelsonpages.com. Get
What
your
does she
own
think about the
100%
pillow?
certified beef slapper.
100% certified.
I recommend getting it in the heather purple. It's tremendous.
That's a good one. So, Jennifer, so could you see yourself building a life with that man or Jar Jeremy?
Jar Jeremy.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we're talking. That's where the bar is, fellas. So, without further ado, let's see if any of us here can dethrone the eponymous Jar Jeremy.
Jar Jeremy needs a shirt.
Yeah.
He may have a shirt by the time this is over with.
Yeah.
That I will buy.
JJ forever, like carved into a fucking.
Did it make some JJ? Oh.
All right.
All right. So, I'll start us off, Jen.
All right.
So, how about a guy who's a flat earther?
Mm.
A flat earther who has all the proof that he's right, but no one ever listens. And like he talks about it a lot. Like, you know, yeah, he's got a good job. You know, he pays well. He fucks like a demon.
Graduated.
But like every time you order graduated.
Your parents like him.
But like every time you order a pizza, he goes off on his bullshit. He's fucking slicing up some pepperoni and sauce, and he's like, right over here, this the crust is like Antarctica. It's the ice wall around, and like nobody fucking gets it. And you're like, babe, calm down. I just want to put the fucking grated Romano on this thing, and I just want to watch Onward on Disney Plus. Why you got to be fucking talking about the God damn it? So on the table, our buddy Jar Jeremy, or the captain of the Tennessee chapter of the Flat Earther Foundation.
I am gonna have to go with Jar Jeremy.
All right, there we go.
Do you need an explanation?
Sure.
No.
Because he never fucking talks about his shit in jars.
Exactly.
I don't have to
Same thing
listen
with
to
Santa.
it.
Yeah. One affects your life. One simply does not. Not really.
Jar Jeremy.
Not really.
All right.
All right. I got one.
Okay. All right.
All right. So this guy, his name is Tony. And no matter what conversation he's in, he will say his catchphrase of bada bing, bada boom.
Okay.
I like that you named him.
I mean, he's got to be named Tony.
Of course he's Tony.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So no
Yeah,
matter
I feel
how
like a couple
inappropriate
days
the
in, you're like,
conversation
this
is,
isn't so bad.
Okay.
like he'll just be like, Lee, I'm really sorry your mom died. Bada bing, bada boom.
Well, one day you're here, bada bing, bada boom, you're not.
Okay, Kelly, I need clarification on this. So it is one time per conversation, not once per like sentence. So
once per conversation.
Every interaction he has with a person, by the time he leaves that person's presence, he has said bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, he'll be like at the grocery store, and he'll be like, "All right, thanks, bada bing, bada boom,
bada bing, bada boom." See, I think he would be better about working it in to the conversation. Like, I was at the store yesterday, and they didn't have the meat I wanted. And bada bing, bada boom, I left with the meat I wanted.
Oh, he sounds kind of great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great until you're talking about something horribly inappropriate, like.
Sometimes bada bing, bada boom, right?
Yeah, I went to the doctor. Bada bing, bada boom. I got AIDS.
You might want to get yourself tested.
Sometimes life bada bing, sometimes life bada boom. So
it's really important that I get a power of attorney. So when we get to pull the plug on this thing, bada bing, bada boom. Know what I'm saying?
I love Tony. I'll marry Tony.
Yeah, really. Cuticle on him. Turn him over.
You guys were two in here, and her face already is so great. She's just head in hands, like, how is this my fucking life? What'll it be, Jennifer? Bada Bing Tony or Jar Jeremy?
Just shit in a jar. Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, that's a little harder because once per conversation might not be so bad.
But with everyone.
Sure.
But again, Jeremy never talks to me about his weird shit thing. He just does it and stores it, and that's it. So I gotta stick with Jeremy. Jar Jeremy. But that was a really good one.
That was a very good one.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna come close with that one.
You did. Like, that's the closest one in a really long time that's even been a little bit like, maybe.
That's a good one. That was a really good one. All right, Mahoney, what you got?
All right. Let's come up with a name for this person. Let's call this person Bob.
God.
Bob, he's graduated. Your parents like him. He's got a job, a career even.
And a real hog on him. Bob's hog.
Yeah, he's great. He is everything you've ever wanted. And the only problem is his email address, which is the email address that you use for all of your streaming sites. And I have learned enough from Lee to know that you're very close with your family. And so you share these streaming sites with your parents. And the email address that you all use to log into these streaming sites is butthole69 at AOL.com. But he's great. Family loves him. Everybody loves him. He's great.
Solid dude,
He will
otherwise.
not change the email address.
Okay, but my mom would be like, butthole 69. Okay.
Yeah.
She'd be like, butthole 126
I mean, you got to be like Mom,
My mom probably would do that.
You know, like getting butthole69 at AOL.com. That means he was an early adopter. Like you don't just give away that email address. Like that's valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have butthole69 at AOL.com, you have to leave it in your will to somebody.
The best.
How old is Bob?
He's whatever age you want him to be. He's perfect.
Yeah.
He's your age.
He's got to be probably around our age if he has, if he's got that choice fucking AOL email address.
Yeah. Trust me. If I had the presence of mind when I was 16, I would have logged in as butthole69.
Does he have to be named Bob?
No.
Pick a better name.
Keith.
Uncle's name. That's weird.
Yeah, he's your Uncle Keith.
Her Uncle Keith would have an email address with butthole69.
The best part about it is
Yeah, he
imagining
probably would.
not only her parents having to log in using that email address, but whenever there's any tech support issues, having to call in. You're like, all right, I'm going to need you to read off your email address.
Okay. I have a question. Does he use this professionally at any point?
No.
Like,
No.
if he has a resume, is it butthole 69 on it?
I think it has. I think it is.
No, that's ridiculous. No.
I mean,
no, it was just
That's
streaming
ridiculous.
services. That's ridiculous. No one's going to put butthole 69 on their resume. Come on. You get a Gmail for that, but you don't just give away butthole 69 at AOL.com.
I beg to differ.
I definitely beg to differ on
I've
that,
seen
guys.
some really bad ones. So bad.
yeah. See, he's not like running his business out of that email, but if he's applying for a new job, he's probably putting it on his resume.
Okay, well, this is an important question. I need to know the answer.
Yeah.
He's
It's a
putting it on
yes.
a resume.
He's putting it on his resume, because why not?
Jar
Wrong with
Jeremy, then.
Yeah.
If it's just my family, I don't care. Because they're ridiculous.
What do you care about? His
you shot yourself in the foot,
lost.
Mahoney.
Told you it was an
had it.
important question.
You had it.
wild.
Mahoney, I really thought that was a long lead up to just make fun of Jose's email address again.
All right, Nice. What you got? What you got, Nice?
All right, this is a simple one. Let's call him Big Time Terry. Drives a car with a personalized license plate. Dreamboat, otherwise, personalized license plate is Big Time, but it's B1GT1M3.
Oh God!
That's awful.
Like, he's chill. He's a chill dude. He graduated. He has a job.
No,
your parents
no.
like him.
There's absolutely no way a chill dude would have a vanity plate with Big Time on it.
I mean, we're saying vanity plate guy isn't a chill dude, but Jar Jeremy, fucking super chill. Just chill dude.
Yeah.
Like, no
Everybody
other
has
issues.
the same circumstances. They're great guys,
Right.
except for this one thing.
Exactly,
they do. So
exactly.
He's a great guy. He just shits in the jar.
And then Big Time Terry, great dude. You just got to ride around with this vanity license plate on the back.
Yeah, but I think there comes something along with that too. Like, he's not going to let you not introduce him, or more importantly, not going to not introduce himself as Big Time Terry.
Yeah, he's like bada bing, bada boom. Hey, Big Time
No,
Terry.
that's Tony.
Yeah, but it's like the same thing. Like Tony always says that.
Tony was way better than
okay.
Terry.
Yes, no, I
What?
could see Tony being way better than Terry because Terry's going to let you know he's Big Time with no real. Like, why do they call? Did he call himself Big Time or was he named Big Time?
No one
I think
knows.
he named himself.
No one knows.
He keeps that a mystery.
Yeah.
You want to know how I
He
got this
never
license
mentions
plate?
it. You like, it's not even like a great car. It's like a fucking.
Okay, I was gonna ask what kind of car he drives.
I mean, it's probably like,
Pontiac.
later year
Prius?
Acura, maybe. I don't know. Nothing flashy to where Big Time Terry on the back is real confusing to anyone that sees
it's not like a giant jacked up truck.
No.
No, it's like a Subaru.
Like,
So it's a lesbian.
it's
You used to
almost
call me Subaru Terry. Now you can call me Big Time.
it's almost like he got the vanity license plate by accident.
Like it came with the car.
when he
Right.
bought it.
What's even
like the pictures in the frames.
Like,
He
it was just
like,
it was
"All right,
just
fuck it."
it was the random license plate that they give everybody. His just ended up spelling out Big Time, and he's like,
It's no
I
longer a
guess.
vanity plate, and that changes.
Yeah,
the game.
now it's fake.
Now it's not even a vanity
Yeah,
plate.
that's like my buddy whose license plate says 311. Yeah.
That's true. That does not make it a vanity plate anymore.
That's kind of a hard one.
It's like you have fun in that car ride. I'll be over here shitting in the jar.
Wait. So you said that he does, in fact, introduce himself as Big Time Terry to everyone?
No.
I made that assumption.
You're making the okay, but
I'm
that's not
Lee-
definitive.
Lee loves to make assumptions about every guy except for Jar Jeremy, who he assumes is perfectly cool all the time.
Yeah. Speaking of making assumptions, Nicole, has Lee ever told you his thoughts on grapes?
I'm scared to say no.
I'm sure it's come up at some point. Do you ever have grapes in your house?
Yeah, the kids love them.
Oh,
He came on here one time and was
That's
like,
odd.
"Guys, we all know, fuck grapes. Grapes suck."
No,
and we're
he
like,
says-
"What is wrong with
He
you?"
said,
Everybody hates grapes.
he said, no one likes grapes.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. Everybody likes grapes.
"Yeah."
Good.
And he said it just so, like, offhandedly, not expecting us to call him on it.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that kind of like fucking everything that comes out of his mouth?
Go back downstairs. All right, Jen. Big Time. Terry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have to stick with Jar Jeremy, but
All right, that's fine. Opening
but
salvo.
I want to say this. I would like to rank these as well.
We can rank them.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
I like
Good
it.
call.
Good idea.
Take some notes there, Lee.
We love ranking shit.
We'll rank anything.
Anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I
fall right under Jar Jeremy.
no. I think Butthole 69 falls under Jeremy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And then big time.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. We got a lot more to come.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jose, what you got?
All right. Cool dude named Sam, but he mouth kisses all pets.
Like even pets that aren't yours?
Yeah, like if you go to your friend's house and they got a dog and he's like, "Oh, this dog's so cute." Like it's like nothing, and like just goes on like he petted him.
So even like reptiles and turtles and birds.
No, more like dogs and cats.
No, you said all pets.
We'll keep it specific.
Okay.
Dogs and cats.
Okay,
He
so
mouth
not
kisses.
all pets.
He just
Not that
reaches
that's
his hand in
better.
the fish tank and just tongues all the fishes.
Pulls the fish out, makes out with it.
Salamander.
I was trying to give it a kissy pet, but I ended up swallowing it. My bad. So so he mouth kisses dogs and cats.
Oh,
God, imagine mouth kissing a cat.
Imagine
That
Sam
sounds horrible.
with an ant farm.
He's like, I'm gonna need a minute.
Shit, I'd take Jar Jeremy over this guy.
We've converted Kelly.
Mouth kissing a dog, I'm fine with. Mouth kissing a
I've
cat.
screamed into a dog's mouth, but I've never mouth kissed.
Mouth kissing a cat seems very dangerous.
Yeah.
Hey, he likes to live on the edge, man.
What was Kelly's? Do you remember?
Tony.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada
Tony,
boom,
that was
Tony.
it.
Hey, come on. How you forget me, yeah?
Ain't forgetting Tony.
I come in with a bada bing and I leave with a bada boom.
You're making a list. You start with Jar Jeremy. Bada bing, bada boom. You're Tony.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jar Jeremy over the mouth kisser.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Could have seen
Yeah.
that coming.
That's super fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he loves pets.
I did date a guy who kissed probably like a dog would kiss if I had to guess.
All right.
Gross.
Okay. So this next guy, every single time he ejaculates, he goes, "I'm so sorry."
Wait, why are you blowing up my spot like that?
I have one very similar to this.
And like, not just with you. Like, so if you're walking in the hallway and he's in the shower, you just hear the water running. He goes, "I'm so sorry." You're like, know what he's doing in there.
That's gonna be a Jar Jeremy for me.
Yeah, I could have seen that coming. Okay, let me butt in here real quick. Same scenario, but this guy's name is Freddy. Every time he orgasms, he yells "Yabba Dabba Doo!"
Oh God.
I actually had one that was very similar to that too.
Of course, all of you guys have ones about when they orgasm.
She was like, my mom wants to listen. I said, dude, they're definitely gonna make you talk about cum.
We're not for all moms.
Yeah.
I think your mom would love us.
All right, but what if when he comes, he just goes meow meow?
Does the way
None
he says
of those
meow,
are
meow
okay.
change?
None of them.
None of them, but out of the three, Yabba Dabba Doo's the best, of course.
I mean,
It's better than I'm sorry.
no, not I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He's not just sorry. He's so sorry.
See, it's very strange that you all went that way because where I went was I don't have a name for this person. Let's call him Kevin. Kevin knows right when you're on the edge, and every single time, right as you're about there, he's like, "Tell me what your favorite episode of Friends is."
Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be a Jar Jeremy for me. Because he doesn't
like
do any
Friends?
of that shit in bed. He just shits in jars.
Okay, all right. This guy is named Bruce, and totally normal life. Outside of once a month, a different man will come to your house, and he will fight them in the basement.
Cool.
But she doesn't have to fight them?
Like, what's
no,
his...
just the Bruce will fight them.
What's his
it's-
record?
It's
Like-
his, like, he's the champion, and
Okay.
someone comes to challenge him.
He's the champ.
Oh, so he's like the Jar Jeremy of the Fight Club.
Yeah.
What?
He's the champion.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I don't know. I'd hang out with Bruce for the first of the month. is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he sounds fucking awesome.
I don't know. Then he comes away with like bruises and cuts and
Yeah, like even if he wins, he's getting fucked up.
yeah, like he's got a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah.
I just beat this dude's ass in the basement. Story.
Yeah, he got some leg sand, but I fucked him up.
Yeah, and then people
You're
are
still
like,
married
"Why
to
do
the
you have a
champ."
fight club in your basement once a month?"
Well, I mean, it's like being married to an MMA fighter. It's just not as legal.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're consent, it's
Yeah.
not like he's dragging people
that's
into
fair.
the basement and beating the shit out of them.
Yeah, like
these
it'll just be
people,
Sunday
they
afternoon.
come,
Someone will
knock,
knock on the door. He'll answer it and be like, "Oh, it's time. Okay, let's
Here
go
for
down."
the challenge. I heard you had Mortal Kombat and Punch in the basement.
Yeah, he just steps up, pops his top, and goes downstairs.
Yeah.
Handles business, walks the guy out. They shake hands. He goes back to lunch.
Yeah.
But bright side, he's a fucking champ.
Yeah.
Are we talking? Is this bare knuckles?
Yeah, like what kind of fighting are we talking?
Oh yeah,
You
no.
walk through my
it's
door
just-
and you tell me.
Yeah, it's just two men that just going at it.
Yeah, bare knuckle fighting. I'm gonna say
Tap out.
no shirts, no shoes.
Till
No
tap
weapons.
out.
Tap out,
Or
tap
knock
out.
No
rule.
weapons.
Yeah, no shirts, no shoes, no weapons. Like gentlemen.
Yeah,
Just
fought
a
with
regular
honor.
fight.
Nicole's over here like, I like watching you fight.
Right? I know. Like, I think that's what Jennifer has to figure out. Is like, is this gonna do it for you, or like not so much?
It will do it for you.
I know.
Yeah. I think we have a winner.
What's this guy's name again?
Bruce. We can change that if need be.
Deal breaker.
Whatever you
Get
want.
out of here.
Maybe they're all named Jeremy.
I think Bruce might be the winner.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be hard to beat that because that's cool.
Yeah.
None of mine are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's cool until he gets fucking internal bleeding and like he loses teeth and shit. Like it's not without its problems. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Unless he's not
That's
getting
true.
hit. I mean, he might be good.
Well, that's
Yeah,
true. 'Cause,
I'm not sure he's losing.
Fighting every month would be hot, until he like gets dead from it.
Yeah. Some of that CTE.
Yeah, but
Get some double murder suicide
he's not-
happening.
He ain't gonna die from shitting in a jar.
no, but then I get life insurance and I find a new husband.
There you go.
Wow.
Who shits in a jar?
Or like what if you don't get life insurance? What if he just lives a long time with CTE and you got like fucking feed him applesauce and
Nah.
then he's shitting into a jar that you have to deal with.
He goes
Oh,
into a
no.
home. It's fine.
Oh my god!
There we go. I
Wow.
like it.
Into a home.
By that, she just means someone else's home. She just puts him outside in someone else's
It's anybody's. It doesn't matter. Just
Yeah.
not mine.
And he just
house. Puts him on a
wanders the
doorstep
streets,
and rings the bell.
just
runs
going, "I
away.
was the champion."
Yeah, this is a really
That's a
hard
good
one,
one.
but
That's a good one.
I like Fight Club Bruce because
Yes.
it sounds like he's not losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because it happens every month because there needs to be a new challenger.
And he's got to have some semblance of. He's got to be in good shape to a point.
Yeah.
You know?
And I feel like if he loses, like he's done.
It's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he does this
Yeah.
until he loses.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, but then now he starts going to people's houses who has basements. And
That was not part of the bargain.
says you must take up the mantle.
All right, it's fighting Tuesday. I'll be off.
All right,
Looking
Mahoney,
for the
can you
man
dethrone,
named Jeremy.
Can you dethrone Fight Club Bruce Mahoney? What you got?
Okay.
What? I want to hear some of these ones that Lisa threw out that were apparently terrible.
Okay. She had just one, and she didn't have any details around names or anything. What she had is when you come, it makes him pee, and he just lets it happen.
God! No, he's at the bottom of the list. That's not okay.
I was like, that's horrendous. I'm not sure you get the assignment. She was like, yeah, no, put it on the list. I was like, I'm going to put that on the list and say you came up with it.
So who you picking?
I miss Lisa.
But this guy has a really cool name.
Yeah, what's the coolest name you can think of? That's his name. But he's going to pee inside you.
Well, I put PP Cum on the list.
His name's Spike.
But anyways,
his name's
this
Flo.
other dude is totally great. Everything you ever wanted.
Graduated.
Has a job. Graduated from
Parents
high school.
like him.
Parents like him. Every day gets dressed all nice, getting ready to go to work. Great job, great car, great house, great everything. And one of his steps of getting ready for the day is he takes a single dum-dum lollipop, sticks it in his butt. Goes about his day like everything's totally normal.
Real Joey Ryan move.
Wait. And does he leave it there?
Yeah, all day long.
He just walks around with a dum-dum in his
It's like a
asshole?
sugary butt tampon.
All day long.
Takes that sugar straight to the system.
He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't mention it. It's just something that he does.
But it goes in as a dum-dum. It comes out as a stick.
Half a stick.
I mean, hey, I guess there's nothing wrong with butt chugging your candy.
Hey, don't get cavities that way.
Yeah.
My
So
love.
his teeth has to be great.
Oh yeah, great teeth. Like people
Dentist
compliment
is like,
him on his
man,
teeth,
you look like you don't ever eat sugar.
and then he just winks at him.
Yeah.
He
If only you knew,
He
Doug.
winks, but not with his eyes.
And all you hear is Candy Crunch.
1, 2, 3, crunch.
He goes to the eye doctor and he's like, all right, let's get you dilated. And he goes, oh, already there.
He's
Two dum-dums
definitely
deep.
not dethroning Fight Club Bruce. Yeah, he's going down the list a little bit.
He's totally great.
He's definitely better than the guy who pees.
Spike. His name's Spike.
Think of all
Okay,
the
since we're talking about pee, what about a
ED you
guy
get from that.
who every time before he has to urinate, he wets himself a little?
I mean, don't we all?
Oh. Even if he knows, he's like, oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom. And he gets up to go pee, and then on the way to peeing, he pees himself a little.
So he's like a puppy.
So he smells
Consistently.
like pee all the time.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. What about a guy who bites his toenails before bed and then files them away like a stamp collector?
That's
Oh.
hilarious because
Serial killer territory.
Mary, my lovely wife, in the Discord suggested something very similar. Someone who collects all of his fingernail, toenail clippings, keeps them in a jar in his dresser. Doesn't just casually keep them, but is obsessive about it, making sure every clipping is saved. But remember, graduated, has a job, parents like him.
Well, okay, so I would have to rank him like about the same level as Jar Jeremy. Like they're both keeping weird body.
Probably
things.
you have to watch him clip his fucking toenails.
But that one
Yeah.
guy said he does it before bed every night.
Yeah.
It's just like in bed.
Yeah.
But no, that's two different ones.
But
No,
also
is it-
think
Yeah.
about the fingernail and toenail clippings. That's one jar probably for his entire life.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Like he would rank with Jar Jeremy.
Jar Jeremy is going through a couple jars a day.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
but
man has a bunker.
No, he just has one. He's got like a big jar. He opens it, shuts it, and closes it.
No.
And then when that one's full, he gets like another big jar.
Different jars. Different jars.
At what point does Jar Jeremy realize it's easier to just open the bunker and shit right in it?
Yeah.
He's like, I found a bigger jar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so we're talking about two different ones. There's the guy who bites his toenails. Is that
Bites
what you
his
said?
toenails and then
Bosm like a stamp collector.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got, like,
no,
books
he's
out.
he's,
Book, yeah.
he's towards the bottom. I don't feel good about toenail biting.
Yeah, no, that's gross.
Yeah. Limber though.
but your parents love him.
But the one
And he
Mary
graduated head of his class.
he goes up there with Jar Jeremy. Actually, he might go before Jar Jeremy.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
I mean, if he's gonna have a jar full of something, I'd rather it be toenails than shit.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Neither one's going to smell good, but one will probably smell better. When my parents were cleaning out my great-grandmother's apartment after she died, this was early 80s, just after I was born, they found a box filled with fingernail and toenail clippings.
Do you think she kept those for like spells?
That's goddamn horrendous.
Like maybe she was a witch.
Maybe.
Found another
So,
box of chicken bones.
You assume they're
Fucking hope.
their own, but like, what if they're not there? What if they collect them from other people?
Yeah.
Well, that's how you keep the curse on them, is you need a piece of them.
All right, one more nice. Take us home.
Oh, jeez.
It's getting past Jennifer's bedtime.
Yeah, sure.
One
All right.
more. What we got?
Okay, let's
Fine.
we'll call this one the imaginary friend.
Ooh.
This is
God.
along the same lines as the Santa Claus one, but let's see if I can win you over. So they pattern their entire life around this imaginary friend. They talk to their imaginary friend every night before bed, and then every weekend
You gotta make dinner reservations for 3.
No. Don't project, Lee. Then every weekend, they go and sing songs about their imaginary friend for a couple of hours with other people that also have the same imaginary friend.
The same imaginary friend?
The same imaginary friend.
Like they all share one?
Exactly where you're
Just
going with
one
this.
imaginary friend is all of theirs.
You might say if this person went to the beach, there would be only one set of footprints.
Took me a minute.
I got it now.
Yep.
Oh.
Just trying to poke some holes in this Santa Claus slander.
Right, so, as someone who grew up in that environment,
Oh, you had an imaginary friend?
Imaginary friend?
well, with the particular imaginary friend he is talking about, I would not choose to marry that person.
Good call. Good call.
So he is not going to defeat Fight Club Bruce or what is that you have there? Toenail McGee?
Yeah. Yeah, so the ratings right now are Fight Club Bruce, Toe Clip McGee,
Toe Clip
McGee, Jar Jeremy, Butthole 69 email, Big Time Terry, Mouth Kissing Pet Dude, Dum Dum Booty Hole, Bada Bing Tony. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Bada Bing Tony needs to be higher.
Yeah, Tony's gotta be higher.
He's not in the right place.
Okay. I was just gonna keep it
Tony's
fair.
like top 3.
Big Time Bada Bing Tony's not too bad. And Biden McFoot Face at the very, very bottom is Pee Pee Cum Cum.
Yeah, Bada Bing Tony is gonna go right below Butthole 69.
Juggalo John in the chat says that toenails are worse than shit.
Juggalo John. What?
Toenails are how?
Juggalo John, I would ask you.
Which one would you rather have in your mouth?
Yeah, that's the only question. Which one would you rather have in your mouth?
Juggalo John, I want
That
you
one's
to
better.
step out your front door and walk 15 miles in any direction, and then get back. And then Zero in the chat asks, how much a month is Jar Jeremy spending on this bunker?
Well,
That's actually
the
a good point.
bunker,
It was just a
the
one-time
bunker-
bill.
It's fucking business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the bunker belongs to us.
Oh, it's an
So-
owned bunker. It's not. You don't rent
It's
it.
in our backyard,
Yeah.
so we're not spending anything on the bunker itself. We
Mortgage
spend
is
a
paid
lot of
for.
money on jars.
Yeah.
We
but
actually
he
own
buys in bulk.
stock in
Ball.
Ball. Yeah, that company that makes the mason jars. Yeah, we own stock. It's fine.
I was very confused that he doesn't like reuse the salsa jars.
Right.
I
Or
feel
like
that's an excellent point.
a fettuccine
Yeah, but they
jar.
don't they don't seal as well.
Or
I
Alfredo.
get it, but like it's just shit.
Yeah, but you want to seal it. Like he properly takes care of it.
I hadn't thought about that part of Jar Jeremy. Like, just imagine this guy like canning his own shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Like,
just wasteful.
Like how Southerners can their own food.
Call
like
it-
he's just in there like boiling jars of his shit
Yeah,
to
call it-
seal it
call
off
it
properly
Jeremy's
to
Jam.
go in the bunker.
puts the lid on.
Fucking hell.
I just think with Jar Jeremy, even he's keeping it to himself. You don't have to deal with it whatsoever. So essentially, even though you know it's happening, he's still keeping things from you. He's still keeping secrets. And who
It's
knows?
not a secret.
No, I know it happens.
Yeah,
He
but
just
it's
doesn't-
No one said it was
It's
a secret.
done
You could go-
secretively.
You want to come down here and watch me shit in a jar and can it and fucking come chill in the bunker? You're more than welcome. Come
You
on
know
down.
what, Jose?
I
Yeah.
would love to talk to somebody while I do this because it gets quite lonely
I mean,
sometimes.
Knives and I have watched a man shit in a bucket before. Let's do it.
Like no one said he's keeping this secret. You can't go down.
You know what?
there.
You make a great point. And why hasn't anyone asked if Jar Jeremy wants Jennifer, because she doesn't support his jar shitting hobby? Like, you'd think that he would want someone that
No,
could
this
share.
isn't a hobby. This is way of life.
Imagine him turning you down.
Hey,
He's
you know
like,
what?
"I'm sorry."
With my luck, that would absolutely happen. He would
Right
be
now,
like,
he's doing a
Shit in the
podcast.
toilet? I
You
can't
know
do
what?
this anymore.
Yeah, he's doing a podcast, and he's like, "Okay, is it a deal, bro?"
Oh, he muted himself.
Jar Jeremy got him.
Big Jar Jeremy's getting him.
Start speaking the truth. I get muted.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom.
All right. So anybody have one more last thing they want to throw out there?
I got one for Nicole. If this was a deal breaker
Nice.
imagine Lee,
Oh no.
but he makes custom action figures where their hair is pubes.
God.
Oh God, we would absolutely be getting divorced.
That's a deal breaker.
Really? You guys start gluing pubes on your toys? Yeah.
Okay, but he doesn't.
20 years?
20 he doesn't explain where the hair came from.
And
So you just
okay.
suspect that it's pubes.
Yeah, and
but
like
you
the
can't
wigs,
prove it.
the wigs
Yeah.
look really good.
Okay, but you guys, think about how fucking often we have people in like pest control and fucking people in this goddamn house that come in here and have
Hey,
things to
it's
say.
just
Wait, is he selling these? Like, is he making a lot of money off of this?
it's just a quiet joke
Yeah,
between
no,
both
it's
of
just
you.
his collection. Like he takes one of his predators and he's like, "This
Yeah.
predator gets a wig."
Yeah.
He's like, check it out, he's got pube dreads.
Someone comes up here and there's fucking pubes all over all these fucking toys.
They don't know that.
Nicole's like, wait. Why are these red?
Those are mine.
No, I would deny.
But the hair looks good.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it
tell you
doesn't
what.
look like pubes. It
Lee
looks
tells
like,
us about all the guys that come up into his office. The pest control guy would love the pube wigs.
He's just hunkered
people
over with
walk
a
in and
fucking
Lee's always like,
magnifying
"Hey,
glass and tweezers and super glue.
Yeah.
why don't you go comb that dude's hair?"
Just like the
Very
dude
carefully.
from Toy Story 2 that has to clean up Woody, but putting
Yep.
pubes on Woody.
Oh no.
Okay, what about instead of a pube wig, he creates little pube merkins for all of his toys, but it's underneath their like underwear, so you don't see them, but you know it's there.
But it's there for authenticity.
Okay,
Somebody look.
Mel in the chat just sent us a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Mel.
Hell yeah,
which
thanks,
Zero
Mel.
also sent us a $2 super chat earlier. He said he's bidding on a PoP NFT. But Mel says he's got one. He's your dream
Mel's got
dude.
one.
He's your dream dude, but you keep finding stiff socks all over the house, and when you confront him, he just giggles like a 3-year-old. Of course, that's a deal.
That's a good one.
I don't think so at all. Have you ever dealt with a stiff sock?
No. I don't mean. I don't mean it good, as in I love it.
Okay. Like winner. stiff socks.
Yeah,
needed.
Fight Club Bruce.
Yeah, no, he's gonna go. I can make that bigger. I'm blind.
If I had a fucking nickel.
I have 2 nickels.
Now it's all going to shit.
I just sent Zero his NFT on the Discord.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Okay. Stiff sock Steve is going right above I'm so sorry.
Oh man. Yeah, you don't having once been a teenage boy, you don't ever want to leave stiff anything around the house because it doesn't smell good. That's gross.
That's disgusting. Kids are
And
fucking savages.
I've got the NFT that Zero just sent to Kelly. That Zero
that I sent to
that
Zero.
Kelly sent to Zero that he bid $2 on. There's a Kelly original that he showed us before the show tonight.
That's
I
what
made
I thought earlier.
Come.
By Kraft.
By crap.
Well, you did it.
We did it, you guys.
We did
You
it.
did it. It took a village, but we dethroned Jeremy.
I
Thank God.
dethroned him.
Thank
You did
God.
it.
Great job, Kelly.
So now he'll be the benchmark going forward.
There's actually a couple Fight Club.
There's pretty good ones. Pretty good ones, yeah.
Yeah, Fight Club Bruce and the one that Mary said.
Yeah, the toenail guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Not bad. That's good. Well, thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.
I love you, Jen.
Yeah, thank you
I
so
love
much.
You too.
Everybody had a good time, right?
This is a blast.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to do this again.
And Lee, I saved you from a future divorce in case you ever
That's true.
decided. What if I want to
Yeah,
give this predator hair?
I'm gonna strike that one from my project list.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Take your supplies out of your drawer and toss that in the trash, if you know what I mean.
I'll just drop it in the living room. The robot vacuum will get it. It'll be fine.
The robot vacuum will be like bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Dad's pubes are gone.
Zippity zoopity. There goes the poopity.
Yeah. I assume
Yeah.
your vacuum cleaner calls you Dad, right?
I don't know. He doesn't even talk much. The vacuum cleaner's name is Rug Muncher,
It's true.
so that's kind of fun.
Oh, then he'd definitely love eating pubes.
He'd love it. Any parting words for the people, my love?
No. No, but fuck you, Kelly.
What did I do?
For this fucking vision of my husband gluing pubes on his toys.
He's my husband too, okay?
He was mine first, motherfucker.
That's
But
true.
he's good at it.
He's good at it.
Oh.
I think it
There's
shows
at
great
least
creativity.
one toy in that room that has real hair, and you're never gonna know.
There's just always a
She's-
brush
she's
on
looking
his
around.
desk with hair
It's
in
the
it.
Megazord.
I'm gonna start doing it. I'm gonna put pubes on one of these fuckers.
Do it.
I'm just gonna pick the biggest Optimus on this shelf.
Lee
Start
comes in,
gluing.
all of his Optimuses have mustaches.
A lot of
Where are you gonna get it
positive,
from? Because I appreciate the maintenance. That's all I'm saying.
a lot of positive response in the chat tonight. Mel said that was
there you go.
entertaining. Thanks, Jen. Zero said ton of fun tonight. Maybe Jen needs to replace Mahoney.
Oh,
Zero said that.
Oh, okay. All right. I see how it is.
Time to block him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Retribution will be yours.
it's fucking great. Okay, so is there any point in even finishing? Or are we done? I think we
We're
can call
done.
this one.
We're
done.
Oh, but I finally read comics.
No, you didn't.
Fucking great. That was
Right,
awesome.
I watched Preacher.
There you go. We'll talk about it next week because I have got sweat running down my back from laughing. So I need
He
to
says
stand
I
up.
have got to put these pubes in
You
the
should
bag.
pop that shirt off.
I might actually pop this shirt off in a minute. It's getting real.
Pop that top.
All right. So what are we doing next week, guys?
Someone
fuck.
super chat us $20 and Lee'll take off his shirt on the stream.
So next week we'll actually be broadcasting on 420. Get it? So we're gonna do top 6 cartoons because what's better to watch on 420 than a bunch of cartoons? So
Shit, top 6 cereals to go along with them. You gotta pick a cartoon and a cereal that you're gonna eat. during
like
it.
a fucking cereal sommelier.
Like a combo.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
a
love
companion.
that. Not everyone
All right,
has
yeah.
to do that, but I like the idea of Jose doing
Yeah.
that.
If you want to add an additional level of flair, you can add your cereals
For
on there.
sure.
Be good. Be good shit.
So let's get silly high and watch some cartoons next week. you guys.
Yeah. All right.
Inspector Gadget and Bran Flakes.
Go. Olin kids.
Afro Samurai and Frosted Mini Wheats.
Fucking A. All right. So next week, we'll do top 6 cartoons and cereals if you're feeling frisky. Thanks to both my lovely wives for being in studio tonight.
Garfield and Friskies.
And yeah, so we'll come back next week. Join us on Discord, discord.panelsonpages.com. Fuck off the weird bots. That's freaking me out, quite frankly. I don't appreciate it. It's very strange. But yeah, we'll be back next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages. For Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, Kelly Harris, our good buddy Mahoney, and my lovely wife Nicole, and my other wife Jennifer. I'm the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Talk to you guys next week. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this. Demonetize this.
Fucking Google something.
Demonetize this.
Holy shit.
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this.
I didn't want to say it.
Demonetize this.
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Demonetize this.
Why you keep bugging us, you two?
Demonetize this.
You fucking Google ass bitch. That's it. Show's over. We're done.
Talk is cheap, motherfucker!